It started as a cold morning at a bus stop, a little girl's braid coming loose, and her father, kneeling in the wind, gently fixing it with nothing but a plastic fork and steady hands. But when a stranger saw what happened next, the world did too, because she didn't just thank him, she offered him a job on the spot. It should have been a dream come true, until whispers started. A video edited to twist the truth, accusations from people who didn't even know his name, and the job that could change everything, slipping through his fingers. Now, with his daughter's trust on the line and a community watching, he has one chance to prove that love in public isn't something to hide. But when your reputation is under attack, how far will you go to protect the one person who believes in you the most? Before we get into the story, comment below where in the world you are watching from today. Malik Carter woke before dawn, the soft glow of morning light peeking through the thin curtains of his small apartment. He could hear the faint rustling of leaves outside and the distant hum of traffic beginning to stir. Today was important. Zuri's winter recital was just hours away, and he wanted everything to be perfect. He shuffled into the kitchen, his footsteps quiet on the cool linoleum floor. The air was crisp as he opened the cabinet, retrieving a box of oatmeal. With careful hands, he measured out a serving and poured it into a pot. He added water and set it on the stove to cook. The warmth of the pot would fill their little home soon enough. While waiting for the oatmeal to boil, Malik thought about Zuri's big day. She had been buzzing with excitement all week, practicing her songs in every room of their apartment. He smiled at the memory of her giggles echoing off the walls as she sang her heart out, often forgetting a line or two but never losing her enthusiasm. Once the oatmeal was ready, he stirred in a sprinkle of cinnamon and sliced bananas on top Zuri's favorite part. As he poured it into her bright pink bowl adorned with butterflies, Malik couldn't help but feel grateful for these small moments they shared. "Daddy, I'm awake." Zuri's voice rang from her bedroom, still slightly muffled by sleep. "Good morning, sunshine," Malik called back, feeling his heart swell at her enthusiasm. He placed a spoon beside the bowl and made his way down the narrow hallway to Zuri's room. As he opened her door, sunlight spilled in like golden syrup over pancakes. Zuri lay tangled in her blankets, dark curls sticking up like wildflowers reaching for sunlight. "Time to rise and shine," Malik said cheerfully as he sat on the edge of her bed. Zuri blinked up at him with sleepy eyes that quickly brightened when she spotted her breakfast waiting for her. "Oatmeal," she exclaimed as she threw off her covers and hopped out of bed. "Just how you like it," Malik replied with a smile. As she dressed for school, a blue dress with a sparkly cardigan, Malik couldn't help but notice that Zuri's hair was a mess from sleeping. Curls were bouncing every which way. Some strands even seemed to have minds of their own. Normally, he would take time to fix it perfectly before school, but today was different. Time was short. "Hurry up, we've got to get going soon," he urged gently, while trying not to sound too rushed. Zuri finished pulling on her tights and turned around eagerly. "Can you braid my hair?" she asked hopefully, eyes shining bright. "I can't this morning, sweet pea," Malik said apologetically as he put his hands on his knees. "I have to get you to the bus stop." "Just one braid?" Zuri pouted slightly but nodded understandingly when she saw Malik's expression shift from regretful to determined. "Okay," he said after taking a deep breath. Maybe they could manage one quick braid before heading out. "Let's do this." He sat down on the edge of her bed while she climbed onto his laffer little frame, fitting perfectly against him. With nimble fingers trained from years of practice alongside Aliyahi's late wife, he started sectioning off strands gently, focusing on each twist and turn while they talked about what songs she would sing later that day. "The butterfly song, and I get to wear my new glittery shoes," Zuri chirped excitedly as Malik twisted sections together into a single braid that flowed down her back like silk ribbon. "Those shoes are going to sparkle like stars," Malik replied softly while remembering how much Aliyah had loved helping with their daughter's hair, just like this toe hat special memories they had created together. Zuri watched him in awe as he braided away the rhythm, soothing them both amidst their morning hustle. Finally satisfied with his work, he finished with 3 gentle pats on top of her head, their signature move since Aaliyah taught him long ago. All done, Malik declared proudly as he let go so Zuri could hop off his lap and admire herself in front of a mirror nearby, a triumphant smile spreading across both their faces as she twirled around once before heading toward breakfast. With only minutes left until they needed to leave for school, Malik scooped up Zuri's backpack, adorably named Rosie, and made sure they had everything they needed. Lunchbox packed with leftover meatloaf sandwiches and an apple. Zuri insisted on taking those every day, along with some extra butterfly barrettes that might come in handy if things got messy again later. Finally ready for their adventure, outside together, under soft hues spilling through windows, now open wide into springtime air, carrying sweet scents wafting from blossoming trees beyond, they stepped out into early morning sunlight, greeting to them warmly along paths lined by neighbors' homes, painted bright colors against green lawns, swaying gently under breeze-touched skies above thema picture-perfect scene. The bus stop came into view as they walked hand in hand down their street. Excitement bubbled inside both father and daughter alike, while other kids milled around waiting impatiently too. They joined them at the curb, just moments before hearing familiar chugging noises, signaling arrival time. Joy-filled chatter mixed together, creating happy chaos around them, all filling spaces where laughter echoed back towards Homia. Reminder that even simple moments could shine brightly through clouds hovering overhead, sometimes casting shadows onto lives touched by loss or struggle. But then, something caught Malik's eye. A single braid from Zuri's hair had come loose during their walk. His heart sank at seeing it unraveling slightly. How could he let that happen? Not wanting anyone else to notice this little mishap right before recital day, when all eyes would be glued upon her stage performance, made him panic inside, unexpectedly leaving him feeling frantic despite knowing there wasn't enough time left anymore. Without thinking twice about any strange looks people might give him, kneeling here now, next door, alongside bus benches occupied by curious onlookers, watching quietly nearby, it became clear what needed doing instead. Bending down onto cool wood beneath himself, resting low enough so fingers could comb through wild strands again, finding rhythm quickly, rebraiding everything back together, just right, once more. One twist at a time, until achieving perfect balance between easeful gracefulness, shown earlier, paired alongside love, reflected through artistry involved, bringing life forth within small hands, weaving stories even words could never capture alone adequately. Zuri watched intently, all while remaining quiet, except letting occasional giggles escape excitedly here-there, wishing daddy luck behind each movement, made reverberating softly throughout hearts, connected strongly, reminding both parent-child bond held firm against challenges faced head-on, side by side, each step taken onward, forward, growing brighter lights shining ahead. As people stood transfixed, capturing images forever engraved deep within minds surrounding public spectacle, unfolding slowly yet surely, transforming lives around them unexpectedly today, one person took particular interest, noticing intimately enough, capturing scene unfold, directly filming via smartphone, holding tight, close, aimed solely towards father-daughter duo, engaged fully amid swirling crowds, observing without hesitation, clearly taken aback, witnessing love manifesting itself openly right before very eyes. A young woman approached, confidently radiating curiosity. Locks tumbling freely, cascading past shoulders, framing face full determination, sparkling within brown irises, glinting, light-hearted playfulness, emanating throughout energy, exuding warmth, present, offering comfort, already touching souls. Gathered here, present under sunlit skies, looking down tenderly, pouring forth blessings, shared between all those witnessing transformation unfold below, happening real-time right here. She stepped closer, extending arm, casually gesturing animatedly, asking friendly questions, eager learning more. "What's your name?" Malik paused mid-braid, surprised by sudden interruption, but quickly smiled, seeing how captivated everyone else appeared. Surrounding moment, unfolding it, felt natural. Amidst backdrop, swirling joy expressed loudly, echoing forth, embodying kindness, inspiring connection, blossoming anew across boundaries, stretching outwardly, embracing differences, rather than shying away, retreating inward, protective shells built around fears, cultivated over years spent hidden away safely, locked tightly somewhere beneath surfaces, where pain lingered, still seeking solace, often evaded longing, somehow lost forever, unknown, escaping grasp, tethered tightly around souls. Malik Carter, he responded, earnestly, lifting head, meeting gaze head, on, revealing vulnerability, laced alongside strength, radiating hope, believed fervently, reaching heights, not possible alone, facing odds stacked high above heads, towering, ominously, looming, dangerously close, threatening shadow cast upon spirits, unwilling yield, surrender, succumb, despair, gloom, darkness, wrapping arms, suffocating dreams, yearning, take flight, soaring far beyond limits imposed, previously established. I'm Rena Okafor. She introduced herself cheerfully, adding another layer, joy entering conversation, making space lighter somehow, reflecting passion, burning brightly, igniting fire hearts once dimmed, flickering desperately, struggling, stay alive, thriving, persistently, despite harsh conditions, threatening snuff flames, eternally trapped, struggling, find freedom, seeking solace. I live stream moments that matter, the kind people need see. Rena continued, speaking easily, connecting dots, drawing lines, tracing paths, unfolding stories, beckoning, explore depths, laying bare truth hidden beneath surfaces obscured. Longing, escape, world lost, chasing realities too often, distorted, consumed, consuming instead, liberating, free flying, soaring freely throughout existence, uncovered, discovering beauty, weaving seamlessly together, joy expressed undeniably, authentic, embracing rawness, enveloped reality, lived authentically every day, transforming perceptions, seen clearly, newfound perspectives, gained open hearts, emerging, sharing gifts, given passing torch, illuminating brighter futures, pave roads, untraveled, paving pathways together, collective journeys undertaken bravely, forging ahead, unstoppable, united, community flourishing, growing stronger roots, established firmly grounded foundation, shared purpose, forged united strength, diversity, boundless possibilities, abound, infinitely rising, shining, resilient, overcome challenges, obstacles conquered, unwavering faith, guiding journey, continuing onward, upward, forevermore, fueled passion, unwavering determination, leaving trails behind, lighting ways, illuminated, beckoning others, follow suit, joining ranks, rallied, mission-driven, determined, embrace, change inevitable, come moving forward, ever upward toward horizons, await filled promise, abound, glistening, inviting open arms, welcoming travelers, lost, searching, belonging, nurtured families, grown, intertwined, held close, anchored firmly, planted deep soil, nourished, lovingly cared, cherished, flourishing, harmoniously, enriching lives, experienced, intimately filled stories, woven, delicately sharing bonds, strengthened laughter, echoing eternally, timeless gift bestowed, exchanged, passing between hands, connecting generations, gifted freely, leaving legacies behind, transforming landscapes, encountered, making world kinder, brighter, better place, fulfilled fullness, truth believed, fought hard, fought battles won. Malik felt something shift inside him at Rena's words, an ember ignited deeper within, soul craving, recognition, validation, longing, resonate, deeply connect, experiencing presence offered, bringing light, illuminating shadows gradually, fading, reshaping worlds, redefining experiences, often perceived, misjudged, wrongfully thought. leading places unknown nevertheless, deserving grace found understanding, spreading widely acceptance, flowing effortlessly, bridging gaps between past, futures, intertwining. Beautiful tapestry, encompassing journeys begun somewhere profound, deeper fulfilling connections, forged unbreakable bonds, everlasting reminding, always know, never alone, whatever lies ahead, sharing burdens, lifting spirits, breathing, hope breathing, kindness, loving boldly, breaking barriers, clearing pathways, opening doors, stepping forward, refusing cower bow, submit, surrender, unyielding confidence blossoming, bursting forth into radiant colors, vibrant, breathing life, thriving existence, basked, glorious sunlight, reflecting joy, transcending boundaries, limitless possibilities, dared dream, embraced fully welcomed, openly bright smiles, lighting way, guiding hearts, yearning journey, lift uplift. Inspired, renewed, strengthen, weave woven threads, destiny's crafted tapestry, spun exquisitely fine, fragile, beautiful, extraordinary, irreplaceable human experiences, shaped lives touched gracefully, created connections, nurtured, planted, blossomed, matured, ripened, sweetest fruits, harvest, gather, partake, share abundantly, treasure, nourishing feast, sustain, 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 grow, 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 grow. The bus rolled up with its familiar rumble shaking ground, slightly jarring thoughts brought swiftly back, present snapped reality, coursed rushing forward, steady, pressing close, reaching ultimately goodbye, inevitable round, seconds stopping. Final waves drawn farewell, exchanged last lingering glances held tight, hoping desperately spark. Remained lit flared, brightness endured, darkness hidden behind shrouded uncertainty. Emerge boldly, courageous, emboldened, speak, truth, witness. Challenge, stereotypes, break cycles, dispel myths, counter narratives, told haphazard lacking depth, meaning transformed, inviting those observe, follow suit, embrace actively, engage, becoming part movement, spreading beauty slowly, gradually. Unveiling authentic selves step forward, open eyes, allowing visions widen perspective, opening wider enabling, experience, traverse, undiscovered terrain, unexplored discovering new possibilities, awaiting venture encountering joys, untold. Adventure awaits, expanding horizons, ventured dared, imagined venturing forge, onward ever, upward bask, glory illuminate worlds, shining brilliantly, flourish lovingly, hearts set free, allowing grace flow, steady warm currents, sweeping ripple, through waves empowering change, encompassing transformations. Grace unfolds beyond imaginations. Captured, nurtured, lovingly, cultivated, fearlessly breaking chains, redefined expectations, expanding outlook, possibility, hope gleaming brightly. Guiding paths, illuminated, emerging, glorious mornings, usher light brightness spread, lifting, soaring, finally breaking dawn, gently fading, echoes reminding, hold fast dreams, nourished loved embrace, journey undertaking blessed shared, standing united, celebrating essence, family breathed, lived reminded, caring heartfelt whispers, resonated deepest core sparking awakening, realized no longer, solitary struggles chosen journey, embraced beautifully honoring legacy lived, nurturing love wrapped beautifully, still tightly around, transformed knowing wouldn't exchange moments, shared building, bridge healing, restoring, renew promises kept threading timeless bonds, connecting stories, embracing wonder, cultivating compassion, interwoven adventures traveled, cherished, fulfilled, kept safe, alive, carried, cherished, forever cherished. Eternal love radiates warm keepsakes, bright enduring legacies, left nurtured diligently, forevermore, threads finely woven, linking destiny's crafted masterpiece gift given. Here is the rewritten text, condensed to approximately 1,314 words. As Malik settled into his seat at the warehouse, the familiar smell of cardboard and wood greeted him. He slipped on his work gloves, ready to dive into the tasks of the day. But a strange flutter of anticipation lingered in his chest, like a sweet scent wafting through an open window. Just as he began sorting through boxes of supplies, his phone buzzed in his pocket. Curiosity sparked within him as he fished it out and glanced at the screen. Notifications flooded in from social media. Rena's post about him braiding Zuri's hair had gone viral. His heart raced as he read the comments. What a beautiful father. This is what love looks like. Malik felt warmth wash over him, mixed with a hint of disbelief. He never expected such attention for something that felt so natural. A part of him wanted to shrug it off, but another part found hope in how people were responding. When lunch finally arrived, Malik made his way to the break room. He settled into a corner table, unwrapping his sandwich while replaying Rena's video in his mind. As he took a bite, his thoughts drifted back to Rina Okafor, wondering if she would come to see Zuri's recital. His reverie broke when he noticed an older white woman approaching, a bright smile lighting up her face as she navigated through tables filled with co-workers chatting animatedly. She introduced herself as Eleanor Whitford, and Malik was surprised to learn she had seen his video on social media that morning. Ellie leaned closer, lowering her voice conspiratorially as if sharing a treasured secret. I must say I was so touched by how you cared for your daughter at that bus stop. It reminded me of my own kids when they were little. Her eyes sparkled with genuine admiration. Malik shifted uncomfortably under the praise, feeling a flicker of pride stir within him. Ellie pulled out her phone to show him photos from various community events at the harbor, a community center that supported families, especially fathers trying to be there for their kids. Malik raised an eyebrow in surprise. This was unexpected territory for him. Ellie pulled out her phone again and pressed some buttons saying, "Let me call Pastor Luis. I think you'd be perfect for our after-school program." Before he could process what she'd said, Ellie dialed Pastor Luis Delgado's number without hesitation. Pastor Luis answered warmly, and Ellie exclaimed, "I'm here with Malik Carturth, wonderful father we talked about, who braided his daughter's hair at the bus stop." Malik felt heat rise in his cheeks as Pastor Luis responded warmly, asking Malik if he would be interested in joining them part-time. Malik hesitated, unsure what to expect, but hope flickered quietly alongside his uncertainty. Ellie sensed his hesitation and urged softly, "You'd be great." Malik nodded slowly, still unsure, but feeling a sense of possibility. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, Malik and Zuri walked hand in hand toward the harbor. The air was cool, and a gentle breeze danced through the trees lining the sidewalk. Malik felt a mix of excitement and nervousness bubbling inside him. This was a new opportunity, but it also came with a weight he couldn't shake off his past. Zuri tugged on his leg, her big brown eyes wide with curiosity. "Daddy, are we really going to see where you might work?" she asked, her voice bright and hopeful. "Yeah, kiddo," Malik replied, smiling down at her. "It's a special place. I think you're gonna like it." As they approached the building, Malik took in the cheerful mural painted on the front wall. It was vibrant and colorful, filled with flowers, butterflies, and children playing together. It reminded him of Zuri's laughter full of life and joy. The words, "Welcome to the harbor," were splashed across the top in bold letters, giving him a sense of warmth. Malik pushed open the heavy door, and as soon as they stepped inside, they were greeted by an inviting atmosphere. The scent of freshly baked cookies wafted through the air from a kitchen somewhere nearby. Laughter echoed in the hallways, mixed with soft music playing in the background. "Look at all the colors," Zuri exclaimed, letting go of Malik's hand for just a moment to explore. Before she could run off completely, Malik gently pulled her back to his side. "Stay close," he reminded her softly. Just then, Eleanor Ellie Whitford appeared from around a corner, with her warm smile lighting up her face. "Malik, you made it?" she said enthusiastically. "Hi there," Malik greeted back while Zuri shyly hid behind him. Ellie knelt down to Zuri's level and extended her hand. "Hello there, I'm Ellie. Do you like peppermints?" Zuri peeked out from behind Malik's leg and nodded slowly. Ellie reached into her pocket and pulled out a shiny peppermint wrapped in red and white foil. "Here you go," she said with a smile as she offered it to Zuri. Zuri took it carefully, her eyes sparkling as she unwrapped it slowly. As soon as she popped it into her mouth, giggles erupted from her little frame. "Yummy!" she exclaimed with delight as she swayed slightly on her feet. Ellie laughed softly. "I knew you would like that. You have good taste." Malik felt warmth bloom in his chest, watching their interaction. Ellie had such an easy way of connecting with children it made him feel at ease too. Pastor Luis Delgado stepped into view next to Ellie with an approachable demeanor that instantly calmed Malik's nerves further still. He extended his hand toward Malik, firmly yet kindly. "Welcome. It's great to finally meet you." "Thank you for having us," Malik replied sincerely while shaking Luis's hand. Luis gestured for them to follow him down the hallway, lined with colorful artwork created by local kids each piece, bursting with imagination and heart. "Let me show you around," he said warmly. Zuri walked beside them closely, still holding on to the peppermint wrapper tightly, as if it were treasure, while listening intently as Pastor Luis explained each room they passed by. "This is our main classroom," he said proudly. As they entered a spacious area filled with desks scattered about and bright posters covering the walls. The space was clearly meant for learning, but felt cozy rather than sterile. Next door was another room filled with sports equipment. Basketballs bounced off padded walls, while laughter rang out from kids playing tag inside a small gymnasium area. Just beyond those doors, their carefree energy contagious, even through closed windows. Luis led them further down another hallway until they reached a smaller room tucked away at one end, a small hair care corner, complete with chairs covered in cheerful fabrics. Hair products lined shelves nearby, alongside mirrors reflecting happy faces, practicing their skills on mannequin heads. "This will be part of your role," Pastor Luis explained while looking at Malik meaningfully. "We want to create opportunities for fathers to learn how to care for their kids' hair together." Malik nodded thoughtfully as he surveyed the setup before him, a place where families could come together over something so personal, yet so often overlooked in discussions about parentage. It tugged at something deep within him, a longing not just for himself, but for other fathers who may be struggling too, like he once did after losing Elia. This was more than just teaching skills, it was building connections through love. As they moved back into the main area again after exploring briefly, Luis turned toward Malik, who stood admiring everything around him, lost in thought momentarily, before continuing onward toward paperwork awaiting on one table near where parents typically checked in when dropping off their children after school program started running later this year. It seemed promising indeed. "So here's where we can discuss your potential role," Pastor Luis began seriously, but not without kindness, shining through his tone too, because he understood what had brought them all together today. "I want you on board as an assistant program coordinator. We're aiming for more hours down the line depending upon funding availability, and your skills will make such an impact here." He paused slightly, looking directly into Malik's eyes, wanting nothing more than assurance that this mattered, that everything would turn out all right after all. Taking note of how hopeful both men sounded made Malik feel lighter somehow. Perhaps being part of this community could change everything, not only for himself, but also for Zuri, who deserved stability above all else. Now that things had changed dramatically since losing her mother unexpectedly several years prior, it hadn't been easy navigating alone, but maybe here he'd find support. He took a deep breath, gathering courage, while filling out forms detailing past employment history, including those harder bits regarding background checks. Needing clarity surrounding that decade-old misdemeanor record still haunted him like shadows lurking behind each word, scrawled across pages. He'd never intended harm, rather, had acted impulsively defending someone dear instead, but even 10 years later, echoes lingered, reminding him constantly what fear could do when left unchecked. Malik looked over at Zuri, who had wandered away slightly, but not too far. Her wide-eyed exploration reminded him why every effort mattered. Returning home tonight would feel different no matter what happened next. The paperwork completed, finally, even if lingering uncertainty remained. Pastor Lewis thanked him warmly, reiterating faithfulness amidst challenges often opened doors wider than expected sometimes. And oh, how desperately those words resonated deeply within his heart, echoing against walls built high during difficult times. Outside sunlight streamed brightly, casting golden hues across sidewalks, lining streets, leading back home, their hands intertwined sweetly, reminding them both never alone, even when facing darkness ahead, even if questions loomed large. Uncertainty shone brightly, promising something new ahead. "Can we come back tomorrow?" Zuri chirped, suddenly breaking into his thoughts, making him chuckle softly. Because, Yeshao, could anyone say no? She seemed truly enchanted by this place already. And if it meant fostering deeper bonds between fathers, children, everywhere, then surely anything worth fighting against obstacles surely lay ahead, ready, waiting patiently under sunny skies. "Of course we can, sweetheart. There's so much more waiting for us here," he replied, smiling warmly, seeing hope reflected right back within those beautiful eyes. Full wonder, ready, willing embrace, whatever came next together, no matter how uncertain life felt right now. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the small town, Malik Carter stood in front of the mirror in his modest apartment, smoothing down his shirt. Zuri twirled around in her pretty red dress, its twinkling sequins catching the light. It was her winter recital night, and Malik couldn't help but smile at her excitement. "Do I look like a princess, Daddy?" Zuri asked, her voice bubbling with excitement. "You sure do, sweetheart," Malik replied, kneeling down to meet her eye level. A beautiful princess ready to shine. Malik felt warmth fill his heart as he watched her. Despite everything they had faced together, moments like this made it all worthwhile. "Okay, let's grab your bag and head out," Malik said gently, ruffling her hair before grabbing the small pink backpack from the couch. As they stepped outside into the crisp evening air, Malik took a deep breath. The stars were just starting to peek through the fading daylight, twinkling like tiny diamonds against a darkening sky. They walked to the school auditorium, chatting about Zuri's performance. She was part of a group singing Jingle Bells. Once they arrived, Malik felt his nerves tingling slightly. The place was buzzing with families excitedly gathering for the recital. They found their seats near the front, and Malik waved at Ellie and Pastor Luis, who were smiling warmly at them. As the lights dimmed, a teacher welcomed everyone and introduced each performance group. Zuri's eyes sparkled with excitement when it was finally time for her class to perform. Malik felt pride swell within him as he clapped along with other parents. Zuri stood tall among her classmates, singing every word with enthusiasm. Malik couldn't help but smile wider with each note that floated through the air. When they finished their performance to loud applause, Malik clapped vigorously and scooped Zuri up into his arms. "You did it! You were incredible!" Malik exclaimed, squeezing Zuri tightly. As they left the auditorium, Malik held onto Zuri's hand tightly, feeling grateful for the joy she had found tonight. He spotted DJ standing shyly against a wall, looking uncertain, and approached him slowly. "Hey there," Malik greeted warmly. "I noticed you've been watching us earlier during my daughter's performance." DJ nodded quickly, seeming relieved. "Yeah, I saw your video," he replied quietly, keeping his eyes locked on theirs. "That was really cool," DJ added shyly, admiring their shared moment. As they walked home later, Malik felt a sense of peace settle over him. He knew that life could be tough, but moments like these made it all worthwhile. Back home, safely cradled in their gentle comforts, Malik felt his heart fill with gratitude for the love that surrounded them. The next day after work, Malik stood in front of the harbor, feeling a mix of excitement and nerves. He had spent the whole night thinking about the new role he was stepping into. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows on the pavement as he pushed open the door. Inside, familiar faces greeted him: Ellie, Pastor Luis, and a few kids who were already buzzing with energy. "Hey, Malik, you're just in time," Ellie called out from behind a table stacked with colorful supplies. "Good to see you," Malik replied with a smile. The warmth of the community welcomed him like an old friend. As he made his way deeper into the harbor, Malik spotted the room set up for after-school activities. It was bright and cheerful, decorated with colorful drawings made by children from the neighborhood. He felt a swell of pride, knowing he would be part of something that brought joy to kids like Zuri. "Okay," he thought to himself as he approached a corner designated for hair care. "Time to set up my braiding basics table." Malik moved tables together, creating a cozy space filled with combs and brushes. He placed 3 mannequin heads on display, their hair styled in different braids, some simple and some intricate. As he arranged everything just right, DJ walked in, along with 2 other teens, a girl named Mia and another boy named Jamal. "Whoa, you really went all out," DJ said, eyeing the table with interest. "Thanks. I wanted it to be inviting," Malik replied enthusiastically. "I thought we could learn some basic braiding today." DJ leaned closer to one of the mannequin heads. "I saw your video online. That was pretty cool how you braided your daughter's hair at the bus stop." Malik chuckled softly. "Yeah, that moment turned out to be more than I expected." He glanced at DJ's curious face and felt an instant connection with him. There was something about this kid that reminded him of his younger, self-guarded but eager to learn. "So, what do we start with?" Mia asked as she picked up a comb. "Well," Malik began, "I'll show you how to do a simple 3-strand braid first. It's like weaving fabric together. You have to make sure each strand crosses over smoothly." He demonstrated on one of the mannequin heads, while explaining each step clearly. As Malik spoke about technique and rhythm, DJ watched closely, his eyes shining with interest. Jamal and Mia followed suit, mimicking Malik's movements while they took turns trying their hands at braiding. "You know," Malik said as they practiced, "my late wife taught me how to braid hair. She loved making Zuri feel special before school every morning." A smile crept across his face at the memory of Aaliyah carefully twisting Zuri's curls into beautiful patterns while humming her favorite songs. DJ looked up from his work, intrigued by this glimpse into Malik's life. What was she like? Malik paused for a moment. It felt good to share something personal but also bittersweet. Aaliyah was full of laughter and love. She always knew how to make everyone feel seen and heard. "That's really cool," DJ replied quietly as he focused on his braid. Mia chimed in with curiosity in her voice. "Did she teach you anything else?" Malik nodded slowly. Memories flooded back, Aaliyah teaching him patience as she guided him through various hairstyles or helping him pick out clothes for Zuri's special events. "She taught me that it's not just about hair, it's about connection and care." Jamal held up his half-done braid proudly, but sheepishly added, "I think I need more practice." "You'll get there," Malik encouraged him warmly. "Just keep trying. It takes time." Just then, Trina Shaw entered the room with her gentle demeanor shining through her warm smile. She carried a stack of papers under her arm but paused when she saw Malik, surrounded by teens engaged in braiding practice. "Wow, looks like you're off to a great start here," Trina said cheerfully as she approached their group. "Thanks, we're just getting started," Malik replied, while motioning towards them proudly. "I've been thinking," Trina continued thoughtfully, "it would be wonderful if we could host a workshop called Gentle Hands. It would focus on safe and respectful touch between kids and their guardians." Malik nodded appreciatively at her idea. It resonated deeply within him, because caring touch had been such an important part of his life with Zuri and Aaliyah before her. "That sounds perfect," he said enthusiastically. "It would give everyone tools for understanding boundaries while still showing affection." Trina smiled brightly at his response and began flipping through her papers as she spoke further about planning logistics for workshops over the coming week, scheduling sessions during after-school hours so families could attend together without feeling overwhelmed or pressured. DJ chimed in excitedly, "We could even teach younger kids how to braid." "Yes, that way everyone can participate regardless of age." Trina agreed passionately, before turning back towards Malik again for input on details regarding scheduling time slots when parents might be available too, since weekends sometimes get busy for families needing quality time together amidst everyday chaos surrounding schoolwork, life responsibilities, etc. I love it. We'll make sure everyone feels included so no one misses out on this opportunity, Malik replied fervently, while imagining all those moments spent connecting through care within these community workshops ahead. It felt good knowing they were creating something meaningful together. The conversation flowed easily among them as they brainstormed ideas until laughter filled the harbor. Even though there were challenges ahead, the joy radiating throughout each exchange reminded them why they had gathered here today, to build bridges between generations through love, support. After wrapping up discussions around logistics plus planning next steps, moving forward over coming weeks, it finally hit time, where families would arrive soon enough for more students eager participating alongside those already involved. Learning basics behind braiding techniques earlier mentioned during practice sessions, led by none other than himself, Malik. He stood back admiring everyone, working diligently amidst excited chatter floating through air-filled spaces surrounding them. It brought warmth, flooding into heart, knowing this place served greater purpose than merely providing education. Alone it fostered relationships, created memories worth cherishing forevermore. With energy bubbling inside him, the evening stretched ahead, offering limitless possibilities along journey taken hand in hand, sharing wisdom passed down generations ago, reminding them all life meant connecting hearts, reaching toward future, awaiting new horizons, waiting patiently just beyond horizon line, beckoning forth hope renewed daily. Hours flew by, filled joyous laughter echoing across walls, until finally signaling end of day arrived. They gathered supplies, packing everything away, readying themselves, heading homeward, grateful hearts, carrying memories created earlier, cherished throughout years, unfold forevermore. Feeling invigorated after engaging session helping shape youth minds with Zuri nestled against chest, resting peacefully, sleeping soundly like angel, tired from exciting days spent, Malik stepped outside, catching glimpse sunset. Painting sky shades orange, pink, reminiscent fiery colors displayed canvas above, illuminating world around, beautifully blending nature. Artistry altogether, bringing comfort, blanket over heart, soothing gently underneath starry sky. Twinkling high above, whispering soft lullabies, gently serenading dreams, taking flight beyond realms visible. His feet carried him forward along pathway, leading toward home, reflecting deeply upon progress made thus far. Fostering relationships amongst individuals, both young, old alike, all bound together, thread woven tight, weaving tapestry, displaying strength woven within fabric, life surrounding them, reminding everyone. Essential bond formed, enduring struggles faced, a long journey undertaken, shaping lives, touching souls forever, changed positively, impact lives, touched, uniting. Compassion, inspiring hope, encouraging others rise above challenges, overcome adversities, meet strength never imagined existed within themselves. As they neared their apartment building, a sense fulfillment enveloped body, mind, spirit, harmonizing beautifully, resonating, deep-rooted connections formed, laid foundation, starting point, establishing roots, growing sturdy branches, expanding outward, upward toward limitless potential, awaiting discovery, unfolding paths, hidden yet uncovered journeys, waiting exploration, guiding light, illuminating shadows, darkness embraced, embracing possibilities, revealed, trusting. Instincts leading step forward, trusting wherever road leads. Though uncertain, hold steadfast faith, envision brighter tomorrow, beckoning ever closer horizon, drawing nearer. Carrying sleeping beauty nestled securely within arms, wrapped lovingly close, protectively shielding innocence from world outside. Concerns found comfort merely existing midst surroundings, shared a small gesture resonating profound love. Binding father-daughter relationship, unbreakable. Cementing promises exchanged silently, yet firmly declaring commitment. Guiding future, shaping tomorrow ahead, making certain adventure remains. Filled, joy, happiness, reigniting spirits. Soaring high amidst stars scattered across night sky, glimmering brightly, urging dreams, take flight, manifest possibilities. Endless. Reaching doorstep greeted familiar surroundings, welcoming embrace, offering sanctuary, shelter, home-built memories, created, cherished throughout years, etched hearts, souls intertwined, shaping destinies, forged boundlessly. Malik woke early on Saturday morning, sunlight streaming through their small apartment window. Zuri was still sleeping, curled up under a pile of blankets. He tiptoed to the kitchen, careful not to wake her, and savored the quiet moment before the day began. After a quick shower, Malik gently shook Zuri's shoulder. "Zuri, time to wake up. I have a special surprise for you." Her eyes fluttered open, and she blinked sleepily. "What is it, Daddy?" "We're going to the diner for pancakes," he announced, grinning widely. Zuri's face lit up, and she bounced out of bed, getting dressed with eagerness. "Pancakes? With syrup? And chocolate chips?" Malik promised all the toppings she wanted as he prepared their bags. At the diner, a familiar bell jingled above them. The place buzzed with weekend customers, and Malik felt grateful for this small adventure with his daughter. Zuri pointed excitedly at their favorite booth, and Malik nodded, leading her toward it. As they settled in, a waitress paused, noticing them. "Oh my goodness, you're that dad from the video, the one who braids his daughter's hair." Malik felt his cheeks warm, but appreciated her kind words. The waitress took their orders, pancakes with chocolate chips for Zuri, and coffee and bacon for Malik. As they waited, Zuri colored on a placemat, chatting about her favorite princesses and the upcoming family hair night at the harbor. Malik's gaze drifted to Gerald Pike, sitting alone at another booth, looking distant. Malik's stomach nodded slightly, remembering their past interactions. When their food arrived, Zuri squealed in delight, and Malik watched her fondly, trying to shake off the uneasy feeling. After breakfast, they walked home hand in hand, enjoying the sunshine. Later, they headed to the harbor for scheduled meetings, where Malik spotted Pastor Luis and Trina discussing new ideas. As they entered a multi-purpose space, Malik felt a sense of purpose, seeing families gathering and preparing for events. Suddenly, Gerald approached them, cutting through the crowd. "Ah, good to see you again," he greeted Malik, his tone professional but tense. Malik felt a lingering unease, but tried to focus on the positive atmosphere around him. Monday after school, the harbor buzzed with excitement. Colorful decorations hung from the ceiling, and the smell of cookies wafted through the air. It was the first family hair night, and everyone was ready to join in on the fun. Malik stood in the center of the room, surrounded by bright posters that read, "Love looks like service." He could hardly believe this was happening. Ellie Whitford was busy setting up a table covered in treats. She carefully arranged plates of cookies, each one decorated with colorful icing and sprinkles. Malik watched her, feeling grateful for her energy and enthusiasm. She had been a driving force behind this event, encouraging families to come together to learn hair care while having fun. "Malik, come help me with these cookies," Ellie called out, waving him over with a smile that seemed to brighten even the dim corners of the harbor. "Sure thing, Ellie," Malik replied as he walked over, adjusting his apron that said, "Braids, Bridges." It felt good to wear it, a symbol of his commitment to this new chapter in his life. As they worked together, Ellie placed a plate of cookies on the table and stepped back to admire their setup. "What do you think? Do we have enough treats?" she asked with a twinkle in her eye. "I think we'll need more if half the town shows up," Malik joked, chuckling at her enthusiasm. Just then, Pastor Luis Delgado entered the room with a warm smile and open arms. "Good evening. Are we ready to get started?" His voice rang out like a melody, calming any nerves that lingered in the air. "Yes, let's do this," Malik said, feeling his heart race with anticipation. Pastor Luis gathered everyone's attention as they began to fill the room. Fathers brought their kids along, some held small hands, while others carried toddlers on their hips. Grandfathers arrived too, beaming proudly as they introduced themselves to Malik and Ellie. "Welcome, we're so glad you're here." Ellie greeted each family as they entered. As more families poured in, laughter filled the space like music. Kids dashed around excitedly while parents exchanged friendly chatter about hair care tips and tricks. Malik felt an overwhelming sense of belonging wash over him. This was exactly what he had hoped for, a community coming together for something positive. Once everyone settled into their seats, Pastor Luis stepped forward again and opened with prayer. "Let us take a moment to gather our hearts," he began. "We thank you for this evening where families can learn together and support one another." Malik glanced around at the smiling faces, fathers eager to learn alongside their children, and he couldn't help but feel hopeful about what tonight could bring. After prayer, Pastor Luis continued, "Let's kick off our family hair night. We have special demonstrations lined up just for you." As applause erupted throughout the harbor, Malik stepped forward confidently. He took a deep breath and smiled at all the eager faces looking back at him. "Hey everyone, I'm Malik Carter," he announced warmly. "Tonight we're going to learn some fun hairstyles together." DJ Williams stood nearby next to a mannequin head, wearing bright pink hair that looked slightly out of control. Its wig slipped sideways just enough to draw giggles from nearby kids. He was practicing braiding on it when Malik caught his eye. "Ready for some magic?" DJ grinned mischievously as he tugged at a section of hair before realizing it wasn't quite secure enough. "Oh no," one little girl gasped dramatically as DJ yanked too hard. Suddenly, half of the mannequin's hair came loose. The room erupted into laughter as DJ tried to salvage what remained on top of its head. "I swear it was just acting out," he declared playfully while putting his hands up defensively. Malik chuckled along with everyone else before saying, "Looks like DJ's learning how not to pull too hard." He winked at DJ before turning back toward the audience gathered around him. "All right, who wants to learn how to braid?" he asked enthusiastically as hands shot up around him. "I do," shouted Zuri from among her new friends in attendance. She waved her arms excitedly. "Great, come up here," Malik called back joyfully before inviting several other children forward who were eager to join them too. With kids surrounding him now, all eyes wide with anticipation, he began demonstrating simple 3-strand braids, using bright-colored yarn instead of real hair so everyone could practice without worry. "First things first, we need 3 sections," he explained, while expertly parting strands of yarn into equal pieces that lay across his lap, neatly arranged before starting again from scratch when someone accidentally tangled theirs together. Laughter continued bubbling around them as mistakes turned into lessons learned amidst giggles shared between dads working hard beside their little ones, trying desperately not let their own knots overwhelm them either. As they practiced braiding away happily, under watchful eyes, full admiration, including Ellie standing close by sampling cookies herself. Every now and then the atmosphere buzzed lively while filling the harbor with warmth far beyond simply just love showing through hands, moving lovingly amongst many kinds, touch shared openly to Nidia. Beautiful sight indeed. Eventually things settled down somewhat. Families resumed chatting amongst themselves, even enjoying conversations regarding favorite styles, techniques, exchanging secrets passed down generations. Many smiles illuminated everywhere, making each moment matter all at once. Growing bonds stronger than mere words alone could ever express, fully leaving lasting impressions behind within hearts forevermore. As time went on during various demonstrations, showcasing different twists, hairstyles, such cornrows variations too became equally popular, creating waves, delight, radiating throughout room, causing shouts, approval ringing loudly whenever new creations appeared on display by proud parents, finally taking pride ownership over artistry crafted alongside loving guidance, offered from talented mentors providing encouragement every step way, helping build confidence, roots run deep. DJ joined in, showcasing skills developing rapidly, trying tackle tougher patterns, successfully completing rounds where cheers erupted again, revealing achievements earned already evident progress made since beginning journey few short weeks earlier promising brighter futures ahead destined greatness, awaiting patiently, looming close just outside grasp, but attainable nonetheless, should remain dedicated despite challenges faced along path taken. And amid chaotic bursts, laughter floated high above, echoed joyously, creating bonds, unbreakable forged moments shared tonight, forever etched memory, bringing hearts closer than ever, imagined bridging gaps previously existed, paving ways fresh. Opportunities unfold, potential unleashed. All thanks, newfound friendships cultivated, encouraging growth, exploration, allowing exploration oneself discover untapped potential. Never realized until now, ignited passion, burning bright. Illuminating darkness, surrounding journeys, undertaken so far, highlighting strength, resilience, showcased community formed, rallying together, united purpose, uplifting spirits, enhancing lives, transforming ordinary evenings, extraordinary celebrations, bringing forth hope, lighting fires, dreams awakened, slowly rekindling, forgotten aspirations lost, somewhere beneath burdens carried heavy hearts lifetimes ago, slowly fading away, being restored, invigorated, fueled, renewed sense, purpose, fueling ambitions once buried deep beneath layers, doubt courageously facing fears, breaking free shackles, holding tight, releasing chains, binding spirit, yearning, fly, soaring heights, previously thought impossible, finally finding voices silenced, long, hidden, emerging, strong, powerful, echoing triumphs, claimed victories fought fiercely, winning battles waged diligently, waging wars silently fought quietly, overcoming obstacles, standing tall, united, embracing differences, embracing diversity, beautifully woven tapestry, woven threads, connected lives, touched, gently guiding souls, homeward wherever might lead, taking time, pause, reflect, celebrate accomplishments, recognizing worthiness inherent within every individual, deserving love, respect, nurturing, encouraging paths, walk unashamed, seeking shine brightly, illuminating shadows, darkness, eclipsing light, giving strength, stand firm, fight, reclaim, rightful places, communities bringing forth change, needed desperately, desperately craved, inspiring. Others rise above, breaking cycles, repeating, generationally chaining children, families tethered bondage, suffering quietly unnoticed, sacrificing quietly unheard, journeys, lived experiencing pain, struggle, searching endlessly, wishing, longing, belonging. Finally, it came time, wrap things closing. Remarks offered formally marking conclusion. Event prompting, group gathers closely together, wanting capture last moments forever, fond memories immortalized, digitally cherished, captured, always living. Alive hearts always there, remember, beginnings, start something beautiful, blooming, fully blossoming, recognizing value worth. While locking doors afterward, glancing side-eye, Ellie laughing softly, reminiscing sweetness. Nights held dear, cherished reflection, bringing smiles, uplifting spirits, gentle joy, suffusing souls, bathing warmth, radiating happiness. Two radiant beings found purpose, meaningful bonds extended, stretching, reaching far beyond confines, physicality, existence, mutual understanding, shared perspectives, connecting deeply, caring, genuinely nurtured, thoughtfully born, reality intertwined, beautifully meeting each other's eyes, knowing both had played significant roles fostering change. Wow, that went better than I imagined, Ellie exclaimed happily, brushing crumbs off fingers, licking sweetness, sugary flavors, lingering delightful sensations, tasted eagerly, reflecting entire experience. Moments created countless cherished thoughts bouncing around minds, hearts. Lightening weight burdens felt surely lifetimes past, lingering behind, gradually fading, giving way, optimism shining brightly. Henceforth future promises unfolding before awaiting, patiently beckoning, inviting adventures. Yet, come. The next afternoon, Malik sat at his small kitchen table, the sunlight streaming through the window and warming his back. He had just finished dinner with Zuri, who was now busy drawing colorful butterflies with her crayons on a stack of printer paper. Her bright giggles filled the air, bringing warmth to the little apartment. Malik took a moment to enjoy this peaceful scene. Zuri was so focused on her artwork, her brow furrowed in concentration. He smiled at her. She was like a little artist, bringing life to each page with swirls of pink and blue. "What do you think, Daddy?" she asked, holding up a page filled with butterflies of all sizes. "They're beautiful, Zuri," he replied, leaning closer to admire her work. "I love how you made them all different colors." "Thanks. This one is named Sparkle Wings." She pointed to a particularly vibrant butterfly, drawn in shades of purple and yellow. "That's perfect. Just like you," he said warmly, feeling a swell of pride for his daughter. But as he turned back to the laptop sitting on the table, his heart raced. The email notification blinked on the screen. It was from the harbor board. With hesitant fingers, he clicked it open. Subject: Provisional Hire Update. Dear Malik, we are pleased to inform you that your provisional hire is moving forward pending one final vote from the board scheduled for next week. We appreciate your dedication and are excited about the positive impact you have already made at the harbor. Best regards, Gerald Pike. Malik's heart soared for just a moment before the weight of reality crashed back down, pending one final vote. It felt like being suspended in midair, hopeful, yet unsteady. He took a deep breath and closed his eyes briefly. He wanted to celebrate, but knew that nothing was set in stone yet. "Daddy?" Zuri's voice broke through his thoughts. "Can I have more colors? I want to make them even prettier." "Of course. Let me get you some more crayons." Malik stood up and walked over to their little art supply box tucked away in the corner of the room. As he rummaged through it, searching for bright colors that would make Zuri's butterflies pop even more, his phone buzzed with a new notification. It was from Rena Okafor, the journalist who had filmed him at the bus stop, a name that had become almost synonymous with hope for him lately. "Hey Malik," her message read. "I need to talk ASAP." His heart sank slightly as he put down the crayons and quickly typed back, "Is everything okay?" "Not really." A moment later came her reply. "Someone has filed a complaint against you." "What?" Malik whispered under his breath as he read Rena's message again. The world around him seemed to blur out of focus for a second as dread settled into his stomach like a heavy stone. "It's about your braiding at the bus stop," Rena continued in another text. "Somebody is editing my video, making it look suspicious." Malik's mind raced as panic flooded through him like ice water. How could someone twist such a tender moment into something ugly? He thought back to how Zuri had beamed up at him while he carefully braided her hair under curious stares. Those stares had been filled with admiration. "Do they know who filed it?" he typed back urgently. Rena replied almost immediately. "No names yet, but Gerald mentioned there might be issues because of grant reviews coming up soon." Malik felt frustration boiling within him as he stared at Rena's messages on his screen. Everything seemed so unfair. Just when things were finally starting to look hopeful for him and Zuri after all they had been through together, their loss, their struggles, this rumor, threatened it all. He could imagine Gerald Pike's cautious demeanor perfectly, always weighing how things would look instead of focusing on what was right or true, a reputation over real people. Malik rubbed his temples in disbelief as thoughts whirled around in his head like autumn leaves caught in a storm. "Daddy?" Zuri called again, breaking through his spiraling thoughts once more. He turned toward her and forced a smile despite feeling overwhelmed inside. "Yes, sweetheart? Can we make more butterflies together?" She looked up at him with wide eyes that sparkled with innocence and trust. Trust that he could fix anything just by being there for her. "Of course we can," he said cheerfully while pushing aside worries that clawed at him from every corner of his mind. "Let's make this whole page full of color." As they worked side by side, Zuri filling pages with imaginative butterflies, while Malik carefully outlined shapes alongside her, the sound of crayons scratching against paper somehow brought some peace amidst chaos brewing outside their home walls. But moments later, when they were nearly finished filling their paper creations full of color, the gentle piece shattered like glass when Malik heard a knock on their door. His heart raced again, this time not from fear but anticipation mixed with dread about what might come next. Who could it be? Could it be someone coming to talk about complaints? Taking a deep breath, he rose from the table slowly, before opening the door just enough so he could peek outside without fully revealing himself yet. Standing there was Gerald Pike himself, a serious expression plastered across his face, made Malik tense instantly. "Malik," Gerald greeted curtly, without any hint of warmth that usually accompanied pleasantries. It felt cold compared to previous conversations, where both men shared mutual goals towards bettering their community through the Harbor's programs, aimed at helping families thrive together, instead of being torn apart by suspicion, discrimination. "Gerald," Malik responded carefully as he stepped outside into the dim hallway, still carrying traces of sunlight filtering through nearby windows glowing softly overhead. It seemed almost surreal, compared against stark reality bearing down upon him. Now, thanks largely due whatever rumor plagued today, looming ominously overhead, threatening everything he'd worked tirelessly toward building anew after losing Aaliyah. "I wanted you aware," Gerald continued cautiously, leaning against frame, lightly seeming unwilling, but also determined enough not give away too much strength displayed outwardly, regarding matters involving serious accusations towards others around town, even ones supported openly by various members within their circle previously surrounding, both men constantly proving loyal friends. Indeed, especially Ellie among them. So why did rumors threaten here too? Malik nodded slightly, keeping calm although anger churned within, trying desperately keep hold emotions firmly intact during tense moments unfolding here, beneath shared roof separating worlds colliding together, somehow becoming indistinguishable without guidance present, since everything around shifted ever further out grasp lately, seeming fragile, somehow dangerous altogether. "They're saying," Gerald paused, glancing sideways, checking surroundings, perhaps expecting others eavesdropping, maybe simply wary about repercussions, caused even mentioning details surrounding sensitive subjects quietly circling far beyond immediate concern, primarily focused strictly toward grant discussions, presently affecting funding direction, leading anywhere, aside, downward spiral, risking opportunity, slipping past permanently lost, never regained unless rectified quickly first. Becoming worse indefinitely, forever trapped here afterwards, cut off paths, finding freedom, lost. "How can I help?" Malik blurted out desperately, needing assurance. Things wouldn't spiral further than expected, due ongoing situation pulling tighter within confines, awaiting action still lurking beneath surface, waiting impatiently unsure how unfold. Left dangling uncertain purpose, loomed ever larger ahead, blocking any potential sunlight, shining down guiding steps forward, slowly creeping near brighter. Tomorrow awaited. Surely possible. "I want us all moving forward," Gerald replied, lowering voice, quietly slipping between layers beneath tensions, built accumulating heights, elevated within. Hearts, broken already, wounded fear trickling along veins, pulsing faster, growing stronger, heartbeat thumping, louder. Pounding rhythm, reminding deeply buried truths, undeniable. Remain clearly visible. If anyone bothered looking closely enough, past shadows, lurking hiding secrets stored far below, merely waiting chance rise above darkness, consuming hopes. Chasing after dreams, long gone, extinguished, leaving scars behind, deeply embedded memories, burned, everlasting etched flesh, ever deeper, only healing could help mend what broken. But there it came, surfacing, barely hidden truth ready strike ground reality. Couldn't ignore. Not now either. No longer allowed. Cover mask fell, revealing fear etched clearly across face, pale stiff lines stretching tight, skin barely held shape resting over muscle strained, worn thin. The complaint must be taken seriously. Gerald pressed, shaking head sideways, sorrowfully, indicating dismay, lingering clouds, gathering around present moment, confirming urgency, warning reminders, edging, ever closer, catching breath left, choking, sudden realization, dawning, faint. Light dimmed, nearing existence. Unknown awaited arrival, silently spiraling downward, spiraling unaware, chains formed bound tightly, holding hostage, unable break, free fall, tethering soul, sinking rapidly, quickening pace, closing darkness, creeping nearer, surrounding heavy blanket suffocating, holding captive firmly squeezed, unable release grip securely fastened, locked tight, finally hoping release forth, escape long awaited, embrace, somehow finding way break loose emerging, victorious above skies, clear illuminating dawn, freshly painted horizon, beautiful serene dawn, ready, awaken brighter days ahead, illuminating past dark night, emerging victorious, celebrating newfound hope, reborn anew, cherished desires replaced. Old fading shadows, merely disappearing, surrendering fight, yielding triumph, forever born anew, shining brightly, lighting path chosen, step, courage, moving onward, leading futures worth embracing fully, allowing life flourish, reaching highest peaks gracefully soaring. Gerald nodded thoughtfully, before sighing heavily, dragging hand over tired face, visibly burdened, carrying weight alone, having fought battles fought themselves, previously requiring understanding need overcome hurdles, looming far beyond. Sight gaining victory measured resilience along arduous journey, fought together, built friendships, forged, tested, remained loyal, kept one another standing firmly grounded, steadier, firmer, trusting bonds formed throughout lifetimes proven. Strong, truly worthy respect always offering unyielding support. We'll figure something out. With each word spoken, sense solidarity emerged. Clearer cutting, sharper rising above clamor, muffled noise, hidden background shadows softened retreating, hearing exchanged pledges, weaving unity, stirring together, weaving connections forming. Between individuals finally coming alive, woven tightly knitted relationships, blossoming within communities everywhere, shining bright radiance, radiated hearts grew warmer, touching deeper souls, wrapping lovingly, embracing tenderly, ensuring nobody faced struggles alone, overcoming fears, facing doubts, restoring faith, ultimately reaching higher grounds, working harmoniously, thriving, actively uplifting spirits, reigning triumphant, loving, accepting welcome shared journeys, celebrated, exploring breathtaking vistas, embracing adventure, crossing boundaries, reclaiming lives, newly forged realities, arriving power rediscovered, reclaiming stories long forgotten, renewed joy, fulfillment restored, illuminating paths carved, distinctly remaining untouched, shining bright guiding footsteps forward, honoring legacies, embraced firmly inviting, everyone participating adventure, awaiting patiently, rejoicing victories won collaboratively, working diligently. Sighed. After speaking with Gerald, Malik returned inside, staring blankly toward laptop, blinking softly, brightly illuminated, glaring, invitingly, beckoning attention, eagerly anticipated, responding, wait, wondering would answers, prove kind, seek comfort, hoping rescue, freeing chains bound tightly, imprisonment, long endured, trapped inside illusions, desperately seeking release, reuniting past futures, renewed breathing, light chasing darkness, fading dreams, resurfacing cherishing possibilities, unfolding, arriving grand stage, illuminating magnificently, offering choices, beckoning warmly, glimmer invitations sent forth, delivering pathways, ready take flight harnessing, transformative power, collective energy, igniting sparks, rekindling, embers, reigniting flames, roaring passionately, burning brighter, leading onwards, ultimately forging journeys, fueled aspirations, woven stronger stitching tales, penned vibrantly, eternally stitched chapters composed artfully crafting history. Reflective yearning, rising hopes, delightfully weaving words, leaving indelible marks, carving eternal footprints, inscribed history, generations recalling moments, treasured forever, intertwined, threading timeless tapestries, embroidered, destinies wrapped close, keeping warmth alive, lifting spirits, reassuring strength, lending courage, elevating possibilities, soaring infinitely skyward, returning home proudly, heralding stories told shared intimately amongst communities, creating lasting bonds, bridging hearts, eternally intertwining journeys, winding uniquely gifted enriching endeavors, spanning realms, shaping legacies, defining futures once dreamed envisioned. Zuri suddenly interrupted, gently shaking head, while gazing lovingly around, gathering art supplies, spread chaotically, scattered, beautifully strewn, providing solace, pure calm breaking tension, invading dwelling, casting darker shades, settling, prematurely demanding attention, transforming atmosphere, shifting, balancing landscape, restoring serenity, bringing harmony, replacing noise, inspiring whispers, filled ease, reassurance, wrapped warm, soothing embraces, enveloping family nestled, closely united, celebrating love, laughter, sparkling joy, shared resonating purest essence, echo feelings, soft illuminating spaces, cherishing memories, forging lifelong commitments, dancing freely, honoring wishes, celebrated gently, filling air, softly laced happiness, uniting souls, treasured moments, capturing fleeting experiences, spun vividly, capturing time flowing seamlessly, stretching endlessly, promising light, reaching depths, deep anchoring fears, calming trembling anxieties, whispered, sweet affirmations, resounding tranquility, reinforcing stability, reminding voices carried easily, hearts afloat, whisper precious reminders, soothing kindly, lulling gently resting. Look, Daddy! Zuri exclaimed brightly, presenting newest creation now covered entirely decorated, splendidly showcasing brilliance, shining radiantly, twinkling joy infused throughout paper, bursting vibrantly, showcasing artistry deserving recognition. Undoubtedly, amazing achievements reached, shared, profoundly enjoyed, reflecting accomplishments, captured timelessly, preserving precious bond, maintaining nurturing growth, developing blossoming, nurturing lifelong partnerships, flourishing. Immensely enriching, naturally organically nurtured, entirely cherished, adored, relishing immeasurable depths, touching cherished, intricately threading moments lasting forever, celebrating treasured families remembered fondly, exploring horizons, expanding eternally upward, encompassing passions, living fulfilling lives. Malik woke the next morning to the soft sound of Zuri humming a little tune as she colored her butterflies. Sunlight poured through their kitchen window, filling the room with a warm glow. He smiled, taking a moment to savor the peaceful start to their day. Zuri, sweetie, it's time to get ready for school, he called out gently. Okay, Daddy, she replied, her voice cheerful and bright. Malik loved how her spirit filled the room with joy. He prepared breakfast while Zuri dashed around getting dressed. Soon enough, they were sitting at the table together, sharing oatmeal and sliced bananas. Did you know butterflies can live for only a few weeks? Zuri asked between bites, her eyes wide with wonder. I didn't know that, Malik said, nodding seriously. But they sure do make the most of it. After breakfast, they gathered Zuri's things and headed out into the crisp morning air. The neighborhood was waking up. The faint sounds of lawnmowers starting up and children laughing echoed around them. Malik held Zuri's hand tightly as they walked to school, cherishing these small moments together. At the school entrance, Malik knelt down to give Zuri a hug. Have a great day. I'll be back after school. Love you, Zuri shouted as she bounced off towards her classroom. As Malik turned to leave, he overheard two mothers standing nearby whispering. He recognized them from drop-off. One was Mrs. Taylor, who had seemed particularly judgmental since his job at the harbor began. "I just don't understand why someone would let their child be in such questionable situations," Mrs. Taylor said quietly but loud enough for Malik to catch every word. "I know. I saw that video," the other mother responded in a hushed tone. "It's just not appropriate for him to be handling hair in public like that." Malik's heart sank as he heard their words. A familiar knot tightened in his stomach. It felt like ice coiling around his heart. They didn't know him, or what he did for Zuri every day, how much love he poured into being her father, but their whispers hung in the air like dark clouds threatening rain. Taking a deep breath, he shook off the feeling and headed toward the harbor for another busy day ahead. When Malik arrived at the harbor, he was greeted by Trina's warm smile as she walked past him carrying some supplies for the day's programs. "Hey there. How are you holding up?" Trina asked kindly, noticing Malik's furrowed brow. "I'm okay," he replied with forced cheerfulness but couldn't hide the worry creeping into his voice. "Just had an interesting morning." Trina raised an eyebrow, knowingly, and led him into one of the classrooms where they could talk more privately. "I heard about those whispers too." She crossed her arms thoughtfully but added quickly, "But don't let it get to you. You're doing amazing work here." Malik looked down at his shoes for a moment before meeting her gaze again. "It's just hard sometimes when people don't see what's really happening." He sighed heavily as frustration bubbled beneath his calm exterior. Trina stepped closer and placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Listen to me. You're setting an example for so many fathers in this community, especially young ones like DJ who need positive role models." Her words washed over him like warm sunshine breaking through clouds on a gloomy day. He felt hope flicker back to life inside him, despite lingering worries about Mrs. Taylor and others who judged without knowing. "Thank you," he said sincerely as gratitude welled up within him again, a small reminder that support surrounded him even if some chose not to see it. Trina smiled brightly back at him before moving toward a stack of flyers on her desk plans for their next family hair night event, printed neatly across colorful sheets of paper, decorated with illustrations of smiling families working together on hair care projects. "We should plan another family hair night soon," Trina suggested enthusiastically as she handed him one of the flyers showing dates circled in bold red ink marking special events where fathers could bond with their kids while learning new skills together. "That sounds great," Malik replied eagerly now, thinking about how important these gatherings were not just for kids but also for dads like himself who craved connection amidst all life's challenges outside these walls. They began discussing potential ideas, inviting more fathers from different neighborhoods surrounding the harbor so that everyone could learn together, a community united through love instead of fear or prejudice. As they brainstormed creative ways to encourage participation from those hesitant about joining in fun family activities held right here under this roof, built upon shared hopes, it became clear just how impactful moments like these could change lives forever. Malik found himself growing excited, imagining kids' laughter ringing out, while dads learned techniques designed not only foster skills, but also build relationships within families torn apart by outside pressures weighing heavily down upon them every single day. Their burdens transformed into opportunities instead. Once they finished planning some specifics regarding time slots available during after-school programs, dedicated entirely toward promoting healthy communication styles, through gentle touch, education all centered around braiding hair, it was time move forward onto DJ's arrival. The door creaked open, revealing DJ stepping inside, wearing an eager expression etched across his face, a look that brought warmth straight into Malik's heart. It was easy now watching this teenager transform week after week, embracing opportunities handed directly towards him, finding purpose amid chaos, often surrounding youth struggling against odds stacked high against them, much like Malik himself once did many years ago, during darker times filled uncertainty where hope felt lost. "Hey man," DJ greeted casually, tossing off his backpack onto nearby desk, followed closely by snatching up one of those mannequin heads lined up neatly along counters scattered throughout room, providing ample practice material available awaiting. Eager hands willing take risks, learning something new today. What are we working on? DJ asked, curious eyes sparkling bright beneath tousled hair, while surveying surroundings already buzzing alive from excitement, lingering everywhere, filling atmosphere, buzzing electric possibilities awaiting exploration, unleashed freely. Without fear, judgment ever weighing down heavy chains, choking creativity away, completely extinguishing flames, passion burning brightly inside souls, yearning thrive beautifully amongst fellow beings, surrounding each other, nurturing connections, healing old wounds left raw long ago, scars unseen yet deeply felt, nonetheless, hidden quietly behind closed doors, yearning, escape, release, sought desperately every minute passing by until now. Malik smiled back, meeting DJ's gaze, knowing exactly where this conversation needed. Lead right toward those feelings people experienced together throughout shared laughter created while engaging hands-on projects bringing people closer, bonding memories forged forever, lasting impacts rippling out beyond individual moments, spilling over edges, transforming communities, touching lives, far-reaching places, unseen yet profoundly influential, growing strong roots, taking hold, nourishing hearts open, wide, receiving gifts offered freely without hesitation, embrace love wrapped tightly, supporting foundation built upon trust, forge deeply unbreakable ties between humans, striving, create brighter futures, hopeful, change, inspiring growth, turning darkness, light illuminating paths, traveled courageously forward, steps taken, united hearts working side by side, forging friendships, blossoming alongside newfound confidence, blooming everywhere, spreading positivity everywhere, shared within groups, gathering together, bridging gaps previously, separating hearts, beating harmoniously, sounding drums beating loudly, rising rhythms, resonating, echoing triumphantly over challenges faced, previously alone, no longer shackled, bound chains, inhibiting movements held captive long enough today, bringing freedom alive, rejoicing hearts, uniting whole communities, rallying joyously, creating spaces safe, encouraging dreams flourished, boldly, never dimmed, needing nurtured, allowed, breathe, life, breathed back, hoping, shining, brightly emerging, radiant living proof, triumphing despite odds appearing insurmountable, forging bonds between individuals once divided, now woven tightly. Resilient fabric, tapestry stretching endlessly, wrapping warmth, surrounding souls, awakening truth, honoring journeys, traveled paving pathways, lit bright beacons guiding others, navigating rough waters, turbulent tides carrying forward spirit, pushing relentlessly onward, never giving up, determinedly carving paths shifting towards brighter tomorrows, hoping guiding lights remain shining brightly, illuminating all who wander, seeking solace, embracing, belonging, knowing every struggle faced represents opportunities, blossoming strength, woven threads, uniting fabric, friendship reaching beyond limits, imposed bringing possibility, fruition, weaving futures, thriving brightly, shining stars, painting skies, reflecting beauty, true nature interconnectedness, revealing infinite potential, lying, dormant, waiting, awaken, patiently believing, loving presence offers assurance, unfaltering, reminding everyone deserves space, embrace wholeheartedly, fully, unapologetically, flourishing, free, shining brightly, just being themselves without inhibition anymore, forever changing narratives, etched history, solidifying legacies, birthed unity, acceptance, empathy, inspiring kindness, sparking movement, igniting fires, burning, deep-rooted foundation, built mutual respect, admiration, nurturing growth, cultivating understanding, caring connection, binding individuals, once separated now aligned, marching forward, unstoppable rhythm flowing strong lifeblood humanity. Interwoven soul, collective aspirations, transforming everyday lives. Effortlessly written stories resonate throughout echoes. Eternity spreading love permeates fabric, existence, shaping reality, truth written journey, discovered transcending boundaries, crafting legacy, withstand test time, rise above, challenges encountered willingly, pressing on step boldly toward unknown territories, discovering treasures, hidden treasures within awaiting unveilings, unravel, mystery revealed. Experiences endured, uncover wisdom, attained, fueling transformation, manifesting visions, finally taking flight, soaring heights, unreachable, redefined horizons, capturing essence, human spirit, timeless, celebrating, unique tapestry woven together. Composed threads, intricate beauty, resilience, allowing diverse cultures flourish, magnificently radiant, harmonizing symphony, elevating grace, igniting flames, desire, adventure, inviting world, join, dance, exploration, creating unforgettable memories, celebrating individuality, empowering every voice count, radiate vibrancy, illuminating darkest corners, fostering hope, harmony, healing hearts, returning faith, future tomorrow truly shine, bright anew, heralding dawn, ushered compassion, acceptance, inspire revolutions, carried gently. Winds calling, soar, soar away, leaving behind fears, doubts, trusting goodness, reign supreme, guiding compass, steering ship toward shores, abundant joys waiting, discovering gems, gifted opportunities. Showered light, illuminating souls, journey navigating turbulent seas, ushering waves rolling forth. Promise, renewed strength, blossoms courage, rising unified heartbeat rhythm, beating collective echo, resonates universally binding. Interconnected journeys, extraordinary, celebrated, courageously forged resilience defining lives, intertwined fabric unity threaded course, dreamt realized anchoring destiny, unfolding eternal, becoming masterpiece, divine artistry blooming. Infinitely wide, infinite possibilities exist. Exploring vast unknown frontiers, continuously expanding horizon, making way brighter paths, seeking wanderers, adventurers, chasing starlight night sky, boldly stepping forth, bravery unknown. Threading patterns, magic-laced existence, welcoming dreamers, daring reach, exploring endless realms, unfurl wings, soaring skies, welcoming tomorrow, beckoning, embrace, infinity, unfurling hope, resounding melody, whispers stirring slumber, inspiring. Brilliant spark ignited once again, empowering, ignite, passion, soul, urging, ever-reaching, destined limitless horizons, glimmering wonders await discovery. As they talked about all these possibilities, the laughter echoing through corridors leading directly outside, where sun shining warmly illuminated vibrant colors, trees, leaves, shimmering, glowing radiance, splashing over surfaces, painting scene, idyllic, picturesque, reminding warmth felt long ago. Let's keep ignoring haters, DJ said suddenly. Breaking thoughts, trailing along journey upward escalated depths, lost thoughts, draped silence, pondering emotions, hovering near edge, fragile balances, teetered sway, easily tipping, precariously placed boundaries shaken. Foundations tested, questioning belief, nurtured honesty, prevalent timeless, validating experiences, lived, believed, nourishing identities, forged passion, perseverance, carved diligently despite struggles, unearthed treasures constantly buried. Beneath layers, life formed sculptured granite resilient walls, bared raw, unveiling truths, painted brushstrokes, imperfections, beautifully intertwined humanity, revealing stories, live art creations, showcasing beauty found intricacies woven. Fabric, heartfelt connections, binding souls, endeavor diligently harness, learn, grow, flourish, feel, discover evolving dance, limitless, unfolding, powerful, wondrous, exhilarating, unexplored landscapes traversed. Their discussion continued until lunch approached fast, swiftly advancing, ready tackle. Whatever obstacles came ahead, fiercely determined, fueled desire, protect nurture, cherished bonds, ensuring love flowed freely through interactions. Enriching existence, illuminating daily lives, sustaining unity, creating harmonious spaces, filled joy, laughter, ensuring continuation, celebration, hearts gathering, embody significance, truth celebrating shared adventures, captivating tales spun, crafted lovingly, intertwined resilience, showcasing strength, discovered celebrating victories, remembering lessons learned, encouraging uplift, supporting raising spirits, higher heights, attaining greatness, sought treasure, adventuring away, promising never return empty-handed laden bounty, acquired richly diversity. After wrapping things up with DJ agreeing excitedly, participate volunteering assisting efforts, helping spread awareness events coming soon, including next family hair night, they exchanged enthusiastic smiles, full camaraderie built trust, fostering sense, belonging nurtured community, transforming places, touched profoundly. Then Malik started heading home realizing, needed wind down, gather thoughts, bring clarity, navigating swirling emotions previously stirred, venturing forth left unsettled shadows looming overhead, reminders, negative whispers drifted close akin. Fog, hovering thick, casting doubt, shaded murky corners, leading clarity, fogged perception nearing dusk, entering paths ridden doubt, seeking answers, reassurance, overcoming adversity, emerging stronger illuminate challenges faced daily standing. Firm, amidst storms raging tirelessly, forging paths, unravel adventures. Behold, unfolding narrative, vivid painting, rendered delicately brushstrokes, colored nuanced tones, heartfelt expressions, mixed journey, encapsulating essence, vibrant. Emotions shared fulfilling, enlightening, illuminate humankind, uplifting bonds, fortified camaraderie, healing memories, immortalized, enduring journeys, collectively embarked pursuing joy, igniting desires soar high, embracing liberation, self-expression breathing vibrant, life every moment entwined, reflecting truth, love everlasting, reverberate, harmoniously, carrying onward, transcend barriers, allowing shine, genuine light, warmly guiding, safe shores uncover hopes lay forth. Exploring world heartily unbound, exploring treasurable realities existed. Free, breathe, liberated express, feel, connect, sharing, resonance, heard softly calling, gather everyone's spirits, intertwining, discovering sanctuary, rich, authentic. Experience reside, promising endless possibilities, flourishing lifetime, embarking, embracing dream, possibility, brave discovery, walking alongside familiar streets drawn nearer, finally returned doorstep, greeted sight, home sweet home, welcomed, comfortably illuminated kitchen, bright, inviting smiling, warmly beckoning safety, inviting quiet sanctuary peace surrounds, envelops, wrapped, secure warmth, homecoming embrace, momentarily suspended before falling, still waiting, reveal step forward, adjusting, welcoming intentions, grounded, thoughtfully welcomed senses, heightened clarity, ensued deeper breaths settled, grounded, reconciling internal conflicts, reassessing position, reconciling hopes, embedded throughout narrative, crafted, connecting, residing, exploring ever-deepening voyage, embarking endlessly vast, Malik stood in the bright, airy room of the harbor, excitement bubbling inside him. Saturday morning had finally arrived, and today was the day they would expand the family hair night into a bigger class. He adjusted a mannequin head on the table and glanced over at DJ, who was arranging mirrors around the space. "Looking good, DJ. You're a natural at this," Malik said with a grin. DJ smiled back, a bit shy but clearly proud. "Thanks, Malik. I can't wait to see everyone's styles today." He adjusted his baseball cap and stepped back to admire their work. The tables were lined with colorful combs, brushes, and hair products, all ready for families to dive in and learn together. "Hey, let's make sure we have enough room for all the kids," Malik suggested as he pointed to an empty corner of the room. "We can set up an extra table there." DJ nodded eagerly. "I'll grab another mannequin." He rushed off to get it while Malik began placing chairs around the tables. As he worked, Malik felt a sense of purpose wash over him. Teaching others about hair care felt important, like sharing pieces of love and kindness through each braid and twist. He thought back to Zuri's delighted giggles when he braided her hair and how that small act brought them closer together. Just then, Trina entered the room with her usual warm smile. "Good morning. Are we ready for some fun today?" she asked cheerfully. "Yes," Malik replied, feeling energized by her enthusiasm. Trina set down her bag filled with colorful materials for her workshop on consent. "I'm going to teach the kids about safe touch today. It's so important that they know how to communicate with each other." "That sounds great," Malik said, grateful for Trina's dedication to helping families connect on deeper levels. As more families began to arrive, laughter filled the air. Parents came in with their children, some nervous but curious about what they would learn. Zuri clung tightly to Malik's leg at first, but soon loosened up when she saw her friends from school. "Daddy, look, there's Ava!" Zuri exclaimed as she spotted her classmate waving enthusiastically. "Go say hi," Malik encouraged gently, releasing her hand. Zuri dashed off toward Ava, leaving Malik feeling a mix of pride and joy as he watched his daughter make new connections with other kids. Soon after everyone settled in, Trina gathered everyone around in a circle on the floor. "Welcome to our special workshop. Today is all about learning how to care for each other, both in how we treat our friends and how we take care of our beautiful hair," she said warmly. Malik admired Trina's ability to create such a safe space where everyone felt included. She had an innate talent for making heavy topics feel light yet meaningful. She began by explaining what consent meant in simple terms. It's all about asking before touching someone else or their things, like their hair. The kids listened attentively as Trina engaged them in questions. She asked them if they liked it when people touched their hair without asking first. Most nodded vigorously while one little girl shouted out loud, "No way!" Trina smiled at their responses before continuing. "Exactly. It feels good when someone asks first because it shows they respect you." Malik felt a swell of pride watching Zuri listen closely beside him. He hoped these lessons would stay with her as she grew older, an understanding of boundaries and respect woven into her heart, like the braids they would practice later on. As Trina led them through various activities involving hands-on practice with gentle touches like brushing each other's hair, the room buzzed with giggles and chatter. Parents joined in too. It became a delightful dance between generations learning together. Afterward, it was time for Malik's turn at teaching everyone about hair care techniques and how caring for hair could also mean caring for people themselves. He stood before everyone and held up his comb like a trophy. "All right, folks, who here wants to learn how to take care of your beautiful curls or straight locks?" His voice rang out confidently through the space. Zuri raised her hand high, along with several other children eager for instruction. "Awesome. First things first, hair is like our garden," he explained passionately while gesturing toward Zuri's own bouncing curls that framed her face beautifully. "It needs love and attention just like plants do." He noticed Ellie standing nearby with bright eyes full of encouragement as she chewed on peppermint candy, a signature trait that made every lesson sweeter somehow. "What does your garden need?" Malik continued his analogy while pacing back and forth before their curious face, each child hanging onto his every word. "It needs water," someone shouted from the back of the room. "Right," Malik replied enthusiastically before adding another layer. "And it needs pruning too." "What does that mean?" DJ piped up curiously as he fiddled nervously with his own hair. Malik grinned widely, knowing this was just getting started. "Pruning means trimming away dead ends so that new growth can happen. And trust me, you want your garden healthy if you want it to grow strong." Parents chuckled at this analogy, While nodding along, appreciatively, it wasn't just about hairstyles. It was about nurturing relationships too. With that introduction established firmly in place, they moved into actual styling demonstrations, using mannequin heads placed strategically throughout various tables set up across the harbor's large multi-purpose room space. Community spirit soared. Malik guided each family as they practiced different styles together under his watchful eye, the excitement bubbling over every successful twist or braid completed by both kids and parents alike brought sheer joy ringing out loud from the pleasant within. Ellie had mentioned earlier that morning while setting up decorations, she had an idea name resonated through her mind during brainstorming sessions. The concept linking strands woven together lovingly to represent unity between all involved participants beyond merely hairstyling alone. Braids, bridges, she suggested during one break between rounds. Everyone paused thoughtfully, soaking in those words, carefully woven into this community gathering atmosphere, perfect blend, reflecting both beauty found within hairstyles alongside heartfelt connections formed among families present. Today, everyone murmured agreement, each participant buzzing now charged forward creatively expressing themselves further towards connecting deeply together. As lunchtime approached though, the smell wafting through hallways hinted towards something delicious waiting outside. Hearts were full after learning new skills, but stomachs certainly needed feeding. Families dispersed temporarily away from classes heading towards snack tables, set up laden down generously by local bakeries, donating goodies for such gatherings. Muffins alongside fresh fruit platters, decorated gorgeously, awaited eagerly. Anticipating munchers delighting around chatting animatedly nearby. While Malik helped clean off tables cluttered now filled previously gathering supplies required earlier lessons held diligently throughout mornings. Engaging moments they shared stories, exchanged openly over bites taken, paired well pairing. Warm laughter filling every crevice lining walls, inviting anyone entering further along pathway, leading straight ahead towards blossoming future, unfolding beautifully ahead, waiting patiently beyond corners, revealing bright days, shining, brightly illuminating roads, traversed steadily onward, ever hopeful lighting paths. Traveled now filled richly packed memories, shaping destinies, interwoven, tightly knit friendships, blooming eternally flourishing, amidst joyful abundance. Shared everywhere among diverse participants, gathered round cheerfully working collaboratively, building bridges across barriers previously thought insurmountable. When class finally wrapped up, it ended surprisingly quickly, although all agreed it hadn't felt rushed whatsoever, only left behind. Memories etched fondly upon hearts' canvases, brightening entire spirits alike, inspiring hopefulness, growing continually forevermore. After finishing packing items away, successfully returning everything needed back, neatly tucked, neatly away again inside cabinets, available storage spaces cleaned swiftly along, wrapping leftovers gathered earlier, shared, proudly enjoyed, rather graciously. Once finished organizing materials securely, there remained just one last stop left, needing fulfillment, before heading home together afterwards. "Hey Zuri," he called out excitedly, watching tiny feet dash across floors, skipping playfully still, talking animatedly alongside fellow classmates, enjoying themselves, immensely building bonds, forming easily newly created friendships, already budding, promising bright futures ahead, spreading smiles all around, visibly radiating happiness, glowing everywhere, present surrounding near here too, encouraging deep joy, sparking wonderment alive, reminding constantly what matters most truly holds power, forever transforming lives positively, every day occurring frequently, a long way paving pathways forward, journeying onward, unfolding gently, continuously, embracing opportunities, awakening possibilities yet unknown. Exciting adventure, waiting right next door, waiting patiently beckoning adventurers who dare explore, discover untold wonders awaiting, shining brightly, longing touched, lovingly left, sparkling memories weaving seamlessly throughout life. Experiences discovered eagerly alongside souls met anew. But now it was time for an adventure outside into sunlight, beckoning warmly, welcoming vibrant colors surrounding blossoming, beautifully inviting anyone wishing partake fully dive, headfirst, joyously, wherever leads unearthing surprises. Treasure trove, seeking endless possibilities, revealed open, freely radiating boundless potential, enriching lives significantly, eternally ever-growing, transforming, daily enlightening journeys, never-ending eternally, forging forth, creating future flourishing, magnificently revealing exciting chapters, still unwritten coming alive, unlocking dreams, blooming wildly everywhere, flourishing dreams fulfilled beyond imagination, together, hand in hand, clutching, tightly, strolling, happily, side by side, savoring moments, quietly experiencing joys offered through simple pleasures, exploring lush parkland, sprawling expanses, bursting vibrantly alive, bursting life, delightfully inviting ducklings, waddling cheerily splashing, merrily swimming beneath glistening waters, shimmering reflectively, dancing upon waves, sparkling beneath azure skies, echoing softly resonating, peaceful tranquility, echoing serenely captivating surroundings, enveloped within gentle breezes, whispering sweet melodies, beckoning naturally, drawing near, beckoning quietly, caressing skin, lightly soothing thoughts, thoughts swirling freely, scattering joys imbued. Inside, soul rejoicing, vibrantly intertwined, bringing lightness floating tenderly, lifting hearts soaring high together, harmoniously, journeying blissfully down paths unfolding, joyous wonders awaiting discovery, whenever willing embrace. Adventurously chase, living fully richly, present, breathing deeply every moment, relishing life experiences, embracing wholeheartedly, cherishing laughter, love, companionship wherever traveling, uniting bonds stronger, tying threads woven. Intricately interlinked, everlasting treasured moments, linger, timeless, echo softly, reverberating harmoniously, melding beautifully, forging connections, binding hearts, flowing seamlessly, becoming family forevermore, collectively drawn closeness, inspiring growth, nourishing happiness, fulfilling dreams, always reaching, striving, aspiring, become better selves, celebrating progress, achieved inspiring lives, touched forever, changed unfolding magnificently, weaving stories told vividly, lived passionately transforming everyday occurrences into extraordinary experiences, celebrating every heartbeat, danced, jubilantly, cherished, gloriously, celebrated marching forward, courageously united, unwavering, steadfast, grounded, anchored, strong foundations, laid rooted, planted deeply nurturing roots, blooming extravagantly, blossoming openly, sharing love warmth, endlessly radiating positivity, uplifting those fortunate enough stumble across paths illuminated brightly. Ever-glowing warmth, shining brightly, encircling entire landscapes, crafted carefully tended hearts, nurtured, faithfully nurtured, steadfast promises, carried strongly, driving force, propelling them onwards, embrace adventures unfolded, embracing journeys, infinitely intertwined, linked connection, enduring deep, unbreakable, bonded unconditionally, becoming family continuously embraced, loving, uplifting, reinforcing value, loving others surrounding, providing strength, courage, drawn inspiration, faith lifted high against odds, prevailing, determined, rising above challenges, bravely conquering fears, reclaiming lives, lost finding purpose, driven toward fulfilling potential, unleashed proudly navigating obstacles, encountered overcoming difficulties faced, discovering hidden treasures, unveiled eventually, illuminating possibilities, shining brilliantly, guiding forward, ever more radiant than ever envisioned, lifting spirits high amongst bright colors. Painting, future, vividly cherished, alive, dreaming boundlessly, letting hearts dance merrily ahead, remembering promise fulfilled, nurturing those planted seeds, dreams begun yielding fruits, rewarded generously patience, endured consistently, granted, nurtured, patiently, lovingly, forever intertwined, linked, inseparably deeply committed, treasuring relationships formed uniquely blending tapestry creation colored intricate patterns, connected weaving intricately entwined destinies, fused, brilliantly, forming stunning mosaic intricate artwork, artful strokes, deftly painted, celebrating beauty found uniquely evident wrapped, gently revealing essence, bestowed upon divine beauty, cultivated gently rejoicing, heart-warming. Existence. It wasn't long before they arrived at their destination. The park was teeming alive, vibrant colors, dancing playfully amidst trees, swaying joyfully, shifting hues, gracefully capturing essence, eternity painted delight naturally enticing. Wandering souls, guiding homecoming, recognizing shared essence, finding unity, treasured bonds, deeply nurtured journeys, taken fulfilled longings, discovering haven, peaceful retreat unfolding, serenely beneath skies opened wide, creating canvas. Painted rich, overflowing life, gleefully danced, spun rhythms, everlasting carving pathways, unlocking sacred spaces, beckoning, invite openly, heartfelt fullness, celebrating uniquely crafted memories, birthed visions, woven gracious gift, lovingly. Presented wrapped tightly gifting, radiance sparkles, embracing kindness, sweet whispers, breezes caressed wrapping warmth, gently soothing nestled enveloped, safety cradled arms, wide opened, tenderly welcomed share, smiles, spark love, freely lived. Wholly received, gently hugging, holding firm reassuring presence. Always comfort, wherever called. Sought, anchored, grounded, steadfast, staying true resilient face changing tides, flowing gracefully, renewing strength, endlessly unfast. A week later, the harbor buzzed with excitement as the community prepared for its holiday gala fundraiser. Colorful decorations adorned the walls, and laughter filled the air as families came together to contribute their talents and ideas. Malik felt a warm glow of anticipation as he stepped into the lively space, where the scent of cinnamon and pine wafted through the halls. "Malik, you're just in time," Ellie called from her corner table, where she was sewing table runners for the event. She had set up a small assembly line of fabric, scissors, and thread, surrounded by a few eager volunteers. "Come help me with this." Malik walked over to her with a smile. "What do you need?" "I'm no expert at sewing, but I can hold things in place." Ellie chuckled, her bright eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. "That's all I need. Just hold this edge tight while I stitch it down." She handed him a long strip of festive fabric adorned with snowflakes. As Malik carefully held the fabric in place, he looked around at all the busy volunteers. Zuri sat nearby, proudly working on her own projectile of glittery holiday cards that she planned to give out at the gala. "Daddy, look!" Zuri exclaimed, holding up a card decorated with drawings of snowmen and Christmas trees. "That's beautiful, sweetheart," Malik said, his heart swelling with pride. Zuri beamed back at him before returning to her crafting. "Isn't she talented?" Ellie remarked, glancing over at Zuri. "She gets that creativity from you." Malik shook his head playfully. "Nah, she gets it from her mother." Aaliyah had an eye for art like no one else. The mention of his late wife brought a bittersweet pang to his heart, but he quickly brushed it aside. He knew that embracing Zuri's gifts was part of honoring Aaliyah's memory. The sound of laughter drew his attention back to DJ and a few other teens who were setting up chairs in another room. They were joking and teasing each other as they worked, making everything feel light-hearted. "Hey, DJ, need any help?" Malik called out. DJ looked over and grinned. "We're good, just getting ready for our big moment on stage." "What big moment?" Malik asked curiously as he finished up with Ellie's sewing project. DJ puffed out his chest proudly. "We're going to perform some music during the gala. It'll be epic." Malik raised an eyebrow playfully. I didn't know you were also a musician. Just wait. We've been practicing, DJ replied confidently. Before Malik could respond further, Pastor Luis entered the room carrying a portable speaker and microphone. His presence instantly calmed everyone down. There was something reassuring about him that made even the most anxious volunteer feel secure. All right, everyone, Pastor Luis announced in his warm voice. Let's gather around for a quick meeting before we dive back into preparations. The group quickly formed a circle around him as he continued speaking about their plans for the evening night filled with music, food, and family fun that would raise money for the harbor's programs. We'll start off with some festive songs, Pastor Luis explained enthusiastically. And then we'll have our hair showcase featuring some special styles created by our very own Malik and our kids here. He gestured toward Malik, who smiled shyly at all the attention. You all have been working hard, Pastor Luis added warmly. This gala is about more than just raising funds. It's about celebrating community spirit, showing love and support for one another. As everyone nodded in agreement, Malik felt warmth spreading through him again, a sense of belonging that had become increasingly important in recent weeks since joining the harbor family. After their meeting concluded, they split off into different tasks once more. Some went back to decorating while others practiced songs or set up tables laden with treats. With his role focusing on hairstyles today, Malik led a small group of children in crafting festive, look-twinkling holiday braids adorned with sparkly clips that glimmered like stars under bright lights. As he demonstrated how to braid effectively while adding ribbons along the way, a few parents stopped by to watch intently. Proud smiles graced their faces as they admired their kids learning something new and creative alongside them. This is going to look amazing, one parent said excitedly, while clapping after seeing how well her daughter replicated Malik's technique on her own doll head after only 2 tries. Malik smiled back at them. He loved teaching kids. Seeing them grow more confident every minute made him feel fulfilled beyond measure, and today was no exception. The hours flew by quickly as children giggled while learning alongside their parents, who cheered them on throughout every hairstyle creation process, from braids adorned with sparkles all over through intricate twists layered together until they reached near perfection. Just then, Rena entered the harbor holding her camera gear, the same woman whose live stream had gone viral just weeks ago when she captured Malik braiding Zuri's hair at that fateful bus stop encounter, now returned ready to capture moments from this wonderful event too. Malik, she called out cheerfully, once spotting him amongst everyone else, bustling around nearby tables laden down heavily with baked goods, prepared earlier by many volunteer bakers within local neighborhoods supporting the harbor's mission. Tirelessly behind scenes, 2 families really coming together beautifully right before everyone's eyes during these special times. Can I grab an interview with you about your involvement here today? Rena asked excitedly, bouncing lightly on her feet, as if filled bubbling energy herself, clearly contagious, infecting all present within vicinity surrounding them. Right now, watching carefully, waiting expectantly, hoping, see what happened next. Sure thing, replied Malik, feeling nervous, but determined. Two-way was nice. Having someone interested enough, want hear what mattered most from heart about purpose behind everything happening here within walls surrounding both families, friendships, blossoming beautifully together, helping each other grow stronger, bonds forming steadily, building trust levels, gradually increasing slowly over time since joining the harbor. Rena set up her camera while asking questions like, what inspired him to take part tonight? How did these programs help make life better around town? And why it meant so much working closely alongside dedicated individuals such as Ellie, Trina, Pastor Luis, building connections, bridging gaps between generations, regardless background experience, shared common goal, striving, uplift those struggling, find hope, regain dignity, rebuild. Lives often lost within society, oftentimes simply overlooked far too easily. Unfortunately, happening frequently, occurring worldwide daily basis, everywhere seen, heard, understood, recognized, felt. True stories, shining light upon darkness surrounding us, always seeking share, truth, above anything else. It mattered more than ever, especially given circumstances encountered daily, lately, unfortunately, impacting so many lives directly. Confronting realities, faced constantly, pressing against them relentlessly, wearing down spirits low, preventing progress made towards brighter futures, envisioned dreams realized somewhere deep inside hearts, yearning fulfilled destinies, awaiting fulfillment, finally breaking free, shackles holding back souls trapped, hopelessness, suffocating existence, barely managing, survive long enough, reach shore, safer harbor, guided gently onwards, illuminating path ahead, visible, promising brighter tomorrows, awaiting patiently beyond horizon. Endless possibilities await. Discover hidden treasures unfold. Slowly along journey, navigating turbulent waters, leading safely ashore. Finally able breathe fresh air. Again nourished hope. Rekindled, sparked flame, reignited hearts. Longing, breathe freely. Once again, restored faith, renewed joy, returned experiencing genuine love, uplifting, powerful, healing, transformative energy, found strength, carry forward, finding courage, step bravely, onward, onward, ever, forward, upward, toward goals, aspirations realized, bringing life meaningful, fulfilled, lived brightly, shining beacon, guiding light, illuminating dark corners, bringing joy, healing, shared, embracing togetherness, nurturing, compassion, kindness, fostering resilience, fighting stigma, perpetuating barriers, keeping apart, instead, forging pathways, connecting hearts, minds, paving roads, fostering unity, purpose-driven, fulfilling lives, touched, enriched, strengthened, supportive relationships, built trust, honesty, authenticity, forging bonds, meaningful, lasting, transformative, positive impact, extending far beyond boundaries imagined, created, strengthened each day, lived abundantly, embraced, wholeheartedly accepting challenges faced, empowered, endure, transformed, emerge, stronger, wiser, thriving, gracefully overcome, adversity, united spirit, embraced, illuminated peace, woven throughout tapestry, woven bright shining threads, colored, vibrantly sharing joyous experiences, celebrating milestones achieved, memories made, cherished, carried forth forever, held close, safe, treasured, kept alive, echoing laughter, filling air, love permeating hearts, flowing freely, effortlessly amidst trials, tribulations, joy, celebration, mixed, blended harmony, existing, coexisting, flourishing, hand in hand, walking forward, side by side, anchored firmly together, celebrating lives unfolding, wondrously, brightly flourishing, radiantly shining forth, boldly, fearlessly, embracing, embrace fully, wholeheartedly, celebrating vibrant spirits soaring high above challenges, faced, inspiring, uplift, igniting passions, dreaming dreams, soaring limitless heights, discovering worlds anew, discovering life abundant, experiencing fullness, rich, sweetness, found within relationships, built, nurtured, experienced, cultivated, shared, embraced, openly, freely, cherished, lived, connected, fully, completely, soulfully, resonating, harmoniously, finding balance amidst chaos, creating magic, living, vivid colors, painting, stories told, spoken, felt, vibrant energy, radiating outward, embracing, connecting, understanding, warmth, unity, kindness, bringing peace, love, warmth, hope, carrying forth brightening days, touched hearts, awakened mind, transforming experiences, making mark, lasting impressions, left deeply imprinted, forever remembered, shared souls, intertwined intricately, forever changing lives, transformed. Beautifully enriched, woven magic, created joyously, expressed, celebrated, boldly, courageously, witnessed unfolding moments, bright lights shining upon gathering each other, gathered united, holding fast hands, gripping tightly, letting go fears, moving forward, reaching out, stepping forward onto paths taken, thriving abundance flowed, growing roots spreading, nurturing, lifting, sustaining, giving back, elevating, uplifting, spirits touching hearts, expanding horizons, widening perspectives, connecting, enriching, understanding, embrace deeply, experience richness, knowledge gained, enriched awareness, cultivated, explored, expanding, reflecting, rediscovering essence, fully embodied living, being breathing, vibrant expressions flourishing, blossoming, blooming, radiant, glorious, hope-filled soul expression, vibrant unity, weaving rich tapestries, full, breathtaking, stunning hues, coloring world beautifully bright, reminding. Gala night arrived, and the harbor sparkled with lights and laughter. Strings of twinkling fairy lights hung from the ceiling, illuminating the space with a warm glow. Colorful decorations lined the walls, reflecting the joyful spirit of the season. The sounds of cheerful music filled the air, creating an atmosphere buzzing with excitement. Malik stood near the entrance, taking in all the activity. He felt a flutter of nerves, mixed with anticipation. Tonight was not just about fundraising. It was about community and togetherness. It was about showcasing what they had built together, a place where families could come to learn, grow, and share their lives. Zuri bounced beside him, her little face aglow with happiness. She wore a bright red dress that twirled around her as she spun in circles. Her hair was styled into two playful pigtails, adorned with glittery butterfly clips, her favorite. "Daddy, look at my hair," she exclaimed, proudly tugging at her pigtails. "It's just like you taught me." Malik smiled at her enthusiasm. "It looks amazing, Zuri. You're a superstar tonight." He bent down to give her a gentle squeeze. The room began to fill up as families arrived, each person greeted by Ellie's warm smile and Pastor Luis's welcoming voice. Children rushed in excitedly, showing off their hairstyles, the result of countless hours spent learning and practicing during family hair nights. "Look, I named mine Rainbow Twists," shouted one little girl as she pointed to her vibrant braids, decorated with colorful beads. Another boy beamed proudly, his hairstyle named Dragon Scales, with tiny braids weaving through his curls like a fierce dragon's back. Malik felt his heart swell with pride as he watched these kids embrace their creativity. They weren't just showcasing hairstyles, they were celebrating their heritage and identity. Ellie bustled around, chatting with parents and admiring each child's creation. She was radiant tonight in her festive sweater, adorned with sequins that caught the light whenever she moved. Malik noticed how effortlessly she connected with everyone, her kindness drawing people in like moths to a flame. As the night progressed, donations began pouring in from generous community members eager to support the harbor's mission. Tables were filled with bidding sheets for donated items. Homemade quilts, hand-painted pottery, and gift baskets overflowing with goodie sall, designed to benefit after-school programs for children. Pastor Luis took to the stage as the evening festivities continued. "Thank you all for coming out tonight. We are here not only to raise funds but also to celebrate our families and our community," he said warmly into the microphone. His words resonated deeply within Malik as he stood among those who had become family over these past weeks. Ellie, Zuri, DJ, Trina, all of them linked by love and shared purpose. After several heartfelt speeches highlighting the harbor's impact on families' lives and testimonials from grateful parents, it was time for a special surprise. "Before we move on," Pastor Luis said with an infectious grin, "I would like to take a moment to recognize someone who has gone above and beyond for our community." Malik watched curiously as Ellie turned slightly pink in the cheeks while everyone turned their attention toward her. "Ellie Whitford has been an unwavering pillar of strength at the harbor," Luis continued. "Her compassion has changed lives not just through education but through love." Applause erupted throughout the room as Ellie looked around in disbelief. Tonight, he said, holding up an award engraved beautifully. The Community Heart Award. We want to honor you for your service. Tears welled up in Ellie's eyes as she accepted the award amid cheers from parents and children alike. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Ellie exclaimed, holding the award close to her heart while wiping away happy tears streaming down her cheeks. As everyone clapped enthusiastically for Ellie's well-deserved recognition, Malik felt overwhelmed by emotion himself. How incredible it was to see someone so deserving celebrated this way. Once things calmed down again after Ellie's touching moment on stage, came another unexpected invitation from Pastor Luis that sent butterflies fluttering wildly inside Malik's stomach. Now, I would like to invite Malik Carter up here, Pastor called out warmly. Gasps filled the room. Malik hesitated for just a moment before feeling Zuri's small hand grasping his tightly, a reminder that they were on this journey together now more than ever before. He made his way up onto stage amid applause, mixed with curious chatter, until he stood beside Pastor Luis, beneath sparkling lights shining brightly overhead, like stars above them both. Malik has shown tremendous dedication toward building connections within our community through teaching young fathers how to care for their children properly. From learning about hairstyles all along, fostering deep relationships among the Tive families. Pastor paused briefly while looking fondly at Zuri, still seated near him, watching wide-eyed before continuing. He embodies what it means. Truly care. Malik swallowed hard but managed to smile, despite feeling slightly bashful under all those eyes, watching him intently now. But there was something deeper to, a sense pride blossoming within him, realizing everything he'd worked towards here mattered immensely, not only personally but collectively too. Thank you so much. Malik finally spoke into microphone after gathering himself enough composed thoughts clearly, without stumbling over words, trying avoid embarrassing himself, further not easy, when standing front audience, bursting hearts full warmth, goodwill towards each other, like family already felt growing stronger every day spent together lately. And then came Zuri's crowning moment. She ran up onto stage unexpectedly, without warning, either giggling mischievously, trying catch attention, swiftly slipping past adults standing nearby, calling out, "Daddy, look!" Malik glanced down, surprised seeing tiny hands holding up tinsel headband, shimmering brightly, catching glimmers light above them radiantly. With squeals delight echoing joyfully through air surrounding them, instantly filling heart to bursting, boundless love, radiating outward everywhere, shared across entire gathering today, until felt almost tangible between each person present. Now joining laughter, joy resonating throughout room collectively, bringing life vibrantly alive here tonight, even brighter than ever before imaginable. This is for you, Zuri declared excitedly, placing headband atop Malik's head, carefully making sure sit perfectly without slipping off easily. Thus crowned him Best Daddy officially recognized. Within hearts, everyone watching closely joined joyful celebration unfolding around them, seamlessly bonding one another, tighter together, unified under hope, resilience witnessed throughout long journey brought home tonight, shining bright, leading forward ahead towards better tomorrow awaited. Patiently waiting ahead. Laughter erupted again, followed by hearty applause, celebrating Malik feeling lighter, buoyed positive energy, coursing through veins, cheering amongst crowds surrounding moments, heartfelt love pouring out, unfiltered, unashamed, openly embraced. Showing vulnerability, strength, beauty, transforming lives forever changing, path laid forth, destined, unfold, brightly future, now firmly planted ground, solid, sturdy, nurtured, endlessly care, tended alongside joy, weaving fabric tightly bound. Beautifully rich diversity, woven intricately beautiful tapestry, strengthened ties between neighbors, friends, loved ones, drawing closer, connecting hearts, forever. Changing world, becoming best version themselves possible found safe haven. Called the harbor. As he hugged Zuri tightly after being crowned, Best Daddy at last embracing sweetness, innocence, purest form, treasured, cherished memories crafted indelibly etched souls deep forevermore. Believing firmly indeed worst behind them, illuminated brighter horizon, emerging clearer sky, promised hope rekindled flames, flickering warmth ignited fiercely, blazing brightly renewed faith, uplifting spirits soaring higher lifted always. Encouraging, rising upward, confidently, ready tackle, whatever challenges lay ahead, willing step boldly onward, embracing journey, full love, unity shared embrace, returning stronger, greater good, serving uplifted remaining steadfast support, mutual understanding, everlasting bond, thriving never-ending possibilities, awaiting just beyond reach. Here is the rewritten text, condensed to 1,153 words. The next morning, Malik woke up to birds chirping outside his window. As he reached for his phone, he saw notifications flashing on the screen. His heart sank as he opened a familiar social media app where an edited video of him braiding Zuri's hair at the bus stop was trending again. The comments beneath it had turned dark and vicious, with words like inappropriate and creepy jumping out at him. Malik sat up straight, feeling the weight of fear creeping over him. He didn't want Zuri to see these comments or hear whispers about her dad. Just then, Zuri's sweet voice broke through his troubled thoughts. "Dad?" she asked, concern flickering in her big brown eyes. Malik forced a smile and replied softly, "Nothing I can't handle." He set aside his phone and got up to make breakfast. As they ate, Malik couldn't shake off the feeling of dread settling in his chest. After breakfast, they got Zuri ready for school, and Malik stole glances at other parents, wondering if they knew what was happening online. As they walked to school, Zuri exclaimed, "I can't wait for family hair night tonight." Malik replied quietly but with determination, "Me too." After giving Zuri a quick hug goodbye, Malik turned toward the harbor with uncertainty swirling inside him. When he arrived, Trina was waiting outside with a serious look on her face. "Malik, we need to talk," she said gently but firmly. "It's about that video. CPS is coming today after an anonymous tip." Malik felt all the color drained from his face. "For what?" he asked nervously. Trina explained that someone had filed a complaint saying it was inappropriate behavior. Malik felt a cold sweat break out across his brow. "I'm not doing anything wrong. I just wanted my daughter to feel loved." Trina assured him kindly, "I know that. Just stay calm when they arrive. It'll be okay." The CPS representative arrived, and Trina nodded understandingly beside Malik as the agent asked questions aimed at gathering facts. Malik couldn't help but breathe deeply, feeling grateful knowing others believed in good intentions behind every action taken lately. Just as they were finishing up, Gerald stepped forward, his expression conveying trouble. "Malik, I hate having this conversation," he began cautiously. Malik braced himself, sensing impending trouble. That evening, after dinner, Malik and Zuri spent quality time together, enjoying each other's company. As the night drew near, Malik felt a sense of peace settle in, despite the turmoil that had unfolded earlier. He knew that he had to stay strong for Zuri, and that together they could face whatever challenges came their way. Here is the rewritten text, condensed to 1,046 words. The following morning, Malik slipped out of bed before the sun rose. The apartment was eerily quiet without Zuri's giggles or the familiar sounds of the harbor buzzing with life. He stretched, trying to shake off the weight of yesterday's events, which hung over him like a dark cloud. After a quick shower, Malik dressed in his worn warehouse uniform and caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror. Dark circles under his eyes betrayed a sleepless night, haunted by the edited video and its cruel comments. He tried to brush it off as he prepared breakfast, but found no appetite. He poured a bowl for Zuri, knowing she'd want something before school, but the quiet made it hard to focus. He couldn't shake the feeling that everything was different now. Once vibrant moments at the harbor felt distant, replaced by whispers and doubts that echoed off the walls of their small home. "Zuri," he called softly, hoping she'd stir soon. He finished packing her lunch and set it on the table beside her untouched breakfast, Malik sighed, glancing around their cozy living space, which felt too still without Zuri's playful spirit. Finally, she appeared at the kitchen doorway, her hair tousled and her eyes still sleepy. "Daddy?" she mumbled, rubbing her eyes. "Hey there, sweetheart," he replied gently, kneeling down to her level. "Ready for school?" She nodded, but looked around, noticing the quiet. "Is something wrong?" Malik shook his head quickly. "Nope, just a normal day," he lied softly, wanting to shield her from his own worry. They shared breakfast in silence until Malik gathered enough courage to take Zuri to school. As they walked hand in hand through their neighborhood, he felt every stare from passing neighbors like arrows aimed at him, curious glances mixed with judgment. At school drop-off, Malik knelt beside Zuri as she tightened her grip on his hand. "You're going to do great today," he assured her with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Can I tell my friends about our hair nights?" she asked brightly. "Of course," Malik encouraged, ruffling her hair. "You can tell them how we named your new braid Butterfly Blessings." Zuri giggled before reluctantly letting go of his hand as she skipped toward her classroom. Malik watched her disappear inside before turning away and heading to work. The warehouse was busy, but even surrounded by machinery and boxes, Malik felt isolated in his thoughts. Each beep of forklifts reminded him of what was at stake. Each conversation between coworkers felt like an echo of fear clinging to him like a shadow. During lunch break, he sat alone in a corner of the break room, picking at his sandwich without tasting it. His phone buzzed with a text from Ellie. "Just checking in on you. How about I bring some soup tonight?" Malik smiled slightly at Ellie's warmth and typed back quickly, "That would be great." As evening approached, Malik returned home feeling exhausted. The apartment felt quieter than before, with shadows creeping across the walls. He was still trying to gather himself when there came a gentle knock at the door. Ellie standing there with 2 steaming bowls of soup and warm bread. "Evening," she greeted cheerfully, despite seeing Malik's tired face soften into relief. "Hi, Ellie," he replied hoarsely, stepping aside so she could come inside. The inviting smell of homemade soup enveloped them as they entered their small haven. Ellie placed one bowl onto the table and leaned forward, her elbows against her knees. "How are you holding up?" she asked gently, her concern reflected in her eyes. "I don't know," Malik admitted honestly, looking away briefly. "I just feel ashamed." "What do you mean?" Ellie prompted softly, leaning closer. Malik swallowed hard, memories flashing back uninvited. "I just feel like I've let everyone down." Ellie's gentle gaze held his. "You haven't let anyone down, Malik. You're doing the best you can." Here is the rewritten text, condensed to 1,296 words. Malik stood outside the church, feeling a pull inside him, a yearning for connection with something greater. He had always found solace in this space, the chapel filled with light filtering through stained glass windows. Each hue painted the room in warmth, reminding him of better times. Taking a deep breath, he pushed open the heavy wooden door. The familiar scent of polished wood and old books greeted him like an old friend. He stepped inside, grateful for the silence that wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. Malik moved to the front of the chapel and knelt at a small altar. His heart felt heavy with worry and shame, thoughts swirling like leaves caught in a storm. He closed his eyes and pressed his palms together in prayer. "God," he whispered softly, "I need your help." As he bowed his head lower, he heard the faint sound of footsteps behind him. Ellie stepped into view, holding a small box of candles. Her white hair glowed softly under the chapel lights, adding an ethereal quality to her presence. "Good evening, Malik," she said gently as she lit one of the candles. Malik watched her with gratitude as she took her time with each flickering flame. It seemed as if each candle represented not just hope, but also courage, something Malik desperately needed right now. "Courage," Ellie said softly, "is love that refuses to hide." Her words struck Malik deeply. He had been hiding from himself ever since everything had turned upside down. But Ellie's words echoed like an anthem against his doubts. Trina entered quietly, carrying a small stack of papers neatly bound with colorful string, a bundle of letters from kids at the harbor, thanking Malik for everything he had done recently. "Hey there," Trina said brightly as she approached them with a warm smile. Malik reached for one letter, feeling fluttering excitement as he read out loud, "Dear Mr. Malik, thank you for teaching my dad how to braid my hair. I love when we do it together." A chuckle escaped from Trina upon hearing those sweet words spoken aloud. Ellie said brightly, "I bet that made your day." Malik replied earnestly, feeling warmth flood through him. With every new letter read aloud, another voice joined the chorus, bringing laughter and memories shared among family members. As they shared their thoughts with God in their own ways, Malik felt a lump form in his throat. Ellie assured him firmly, "You are more than enough. You've already shown Zuri what love looks like, a love that is gentle and strong." Malik nodded, feeling a sense of peace wash over him. Trina added thoughtfully, "I figured it would lift your spirits. The kids wrote these because they wanted you to know how much they appreciate having someone like you around." With that encouragement ringing loudly, Malik felt his spirits lift. DJ walked towards the altar, carrying work gloves and a shoulder bag, preparing to start fresh again. As they shared their thoughts and laughter, Malik felt his uncertainty slowly vanish, replaced by a sense of courage and hope. Malik woke to the soft sound of knocking on his apartment door. Surprised to see it was already past 8 in the morning, he rubbed his eyes, still feeling the weight of the previous week. Zuri was still asleep in her room, her peaceful breathing a reminder of why he had to keep fighting. Rina Okafor stood at the door, her vibrant energy lighting up the dim hallway. "Hey Malik, I hope I'm not waking you." Malik smiled back, inviting her in. "I just didn't expect company this early." Rina brushed past him, taking in the mismatched furniture and colorful drawings on the walls. "I found something important," she said, excitement bubbling in her voice. "The full uncut video from that day at the bus stop. It shows everything, the warmth between you and Zuri." Malik's heart raced. "Really? You found it?" Rina nodded, pulling out her phone. "It's from a clickbait blog known for stirring up trouble. We can't let this go unchallenged. We need to share your story, your truth, and help clear your name." Malik nodded slowly, a flicker of hope igniting within him. "What do you have in mind?" Rina suggested interviewing people from the harbor, including Ellie and Trina, to create an article that told his side and showed how love really looks. As they discussed their plan, Malik felt a sense of determination. "Okay, let's do it." Rina clapped her hands together happily and jumped up slightly in excitement. The next few days moved quickly as Rina arranged interviews and spread the word among parents connected to the harbor. On Wednesday night, Pastor Lewis called for a community forum at the harbor, a gathering designed to unite people around healing misunderstandings created by rumors. As Malik walked through the harbor's doors with Zuri beside him, he felt anxiety creeping back into his chest. But as people began filling seats, the sense of urgency hung thickly above them, ready to be addressed. Pastor Luis called them together, offering grace-filled words that invited dialogue grounded in compassion and understanding. Malik glanced over at Ellie, who offered him an encouraging smile. He felt Zuri squeeze his hand tighter as the evening unfolded, filled with heartfelt sentiments, building bridges, and nourishing honest dialogues meant to transform situations initially fraught with misunderstandings. The evening grew late, voices softening as discussions unfolded, revealing vulnerability and illuminating passions shared openly. When finally settling comfortably, inviting silence, deeper engagement, everyone lent ears wholeheartedly, open-mindedness prevalent, revealing vulnerability and illuminating passions shared openly. As the night drew to a close, Malik felt a sense of hope and renewal. The evening had brought people together, fostering feelings of positivity and hope, stretching forth newly formed connections, and nurturing warmth. And as they left, Malik took a deep breath. Maybe things were starting to turn around after all. The evening air was crisp as Malik arrived at the harbor, his heart racing with a mix of anticipation and anxiety. He looked around the bustling room, filled with townsfolk of all ages. The vibrant colors of winter decorations adorned the walls, twinkling lights reflected off the faces of those gathered, and a warmth spread through the space that felt both inviting and charged. Children darted between parents, laughter ringing out like music. Elders chatted in small groups, their voices carrying tales of community and hope. Malik felt the pulse of life around him, but was acutely aware of the weight on his shoulders. Would they believe in him again? Could he still be the man they needed? Pastor Luis stood at the front, his calm presence anchoring everyone's attention. He smiled warmly at Malik as he motioned for silence. "Thank you all for coming tonight," he began, his voice steady yet full of compassion. "We gather here not just to support one another but to speak truth and seek healing." Malik swallowed hard, glancing down at Zuri by his side. She clutched her pink backpack, her eyes wide as she took in the room filled with adults. His little girl was only 6, but had shown more strength than he sometimes felt himself capable of. "Tonight," Pastor Luis continued, "we will hear from those who have witnessed Malik's kindness firsthand." He gestured toward a group of parents who had stepped forward. "Let us begin." One by one, they shared their story of simple moments that revealed Malik's heart. A father spoke about how Malik had patiently taught him to braid hair for his daughter's birthday party. A mother shared how Malik had stepped in to help when her car broke down outside the harbor. Each story wove a tapestry of compassion that enveloped Malik like a warm blanket on a cold night. Their words painted a picture of love and dedication that reminded him why he fought so hard for this community. Then it happened. Mrs. Taylor stood up, her hands shaking slightly as she adjusted her glasses. The room fell silent. Every eye turned toward her with curiosity and concern. Malik's heart sank. She had been one of his loudest critics during the smear campaign. I need to say something," she stammered, her voice wavering with emotion. "I let fear cloud my judgment." She took a deep breath, summoning courage from somewhere deep within her. "When I saw Malik braiding Zuri's hair that day, I didn't see love, I saw something wrong." A murmur rippled through the crowd as people exchanged glances. "But I was wrong," she said firmly now, looking straight into Malik's eyes with sincerity etched on her face. "Malik is a good father who loves his daughter deeply." Her voice cracked as tears welled up in her eyes. "I'm sorry for judging you without knowing your heart." The crowd erupted into applause. Malik felt a wave of relief wash over him mixed with disbelief at Mrs. Taylor's heartfelt admission. Pastor Luis stepped forward again after Mrs. Taylor sat down, placing a hand on her shoulder as if to ground them both in this moment of unity. "It takes great strength to admit when we are wrong," he said gently but firmly. "We are all human. We all make mistakes." Gerald Pike shifted uneasily in his seat near the back, but soon found himself rising from where he sat beside Ellie Whitford and DJ's family, a group united despite their differences just days before. I need to add something too," Gerald said hesitantly, clearing his throat while glancing nervously around the room before settling on Malik's gaze with newfound determination. "I've spent my life thinking about optics," he admitted slowly, choosing each word carefully as if trying to build trust where it had crumbled before. "I worried too much about what others would think rather than what was right." He looked directly at Malik now, an expression softening across his features that hadn't been there before, one filled with understanding rather than judgment or caution. "I'm sorry for not supporting you when it mattered most," Gerald continued earnestly, as whispers flowed through those present like an electric current connecting hearts long divided by fear and misunderstanding. His voice grew stronger as he spoke. "Malik is doing important work here, work that shows our children what love really looks like." Cheers erupted from families surrounding them. Hope blossomed like flowers breaking through winter frost. "We must come together," Pastor Luis urged once more, lifting his hands high in call for unity, while capturing everyone's attention again amidst cheers, fading into whispers, echoing with potential new beginnings, ready to bloom beneath fragile relationships renewed by honesty. Zuri squeezed Malik's hand tightly while gazing up at him expectantly. He could feel warmth spreading from where their fingers intertwined, strength drawn from connection, reminding them both why they were here tonight, fighting against shadows seeking divide. Tonight, we reclaim our stories, Pastor Luis declared passionately. We reclaim what it means to be part of this community. As applause roared back once more, filling the harbor's walls, echoing joy, filling every crevice hidden within fears past that moment washed over them all, flooding hope anew. After many testimonies were shared stories filled with tears and laughter, they sang together songs resonating familiar notes, carrying them through emotions swirling amongst whispered prayers, mingled alongside sacred promises, and holding onto something far greater than themselves alone, love. The night wore on. Excitement bubbled throughout everyone gathered at last under one roof, a family united despite their differences. Conversations flowed easily after hearing such profound vulnerability, shared openly, a bond forged from honesty, emerging brighter than stars, sparkling overhead, shimmering hope, yet unseen, waiting patiently above. As things wound down towards conclusion, the gathering still vibrant around him despite late hour approaching, quickly Malik held Zuri close, walking toward doors, leading outside together into cool night air, greeting them softly wrapped around warmth created inside the harbor just moments before filling hearts alive, ready, continue forth, unafraid. Once outside, though, the chill nipping gently at cheeks, they lingered under streetlights, illuminating pathway ahead, making way homeward, where comfort awaited behind familiar walls, awaiting their return after such long evenings spent. Surrounded love pouring forth. "Daddy?" Zuri asked curiously, breaking silence, resting comfortably beside him, while clutching tighter hand weaving between fingers and circling hers protectively. "Yes, sweetheart?" he responded, turning head downward, smiling warmly, kneeling down slightly so she could see warmth lighting up, face feeling grateful beyond measure. This precious child held dear. "Are we okay now?" Her question hung heavy, filled innocence, longing, reassurance mirrored in eyes sparkling brightly lit, reflecting joy knowing no fear existed anymore. "We're better than okay." He smiled broadly, reassuringly, lifting spirits even higher, embracing possibilities awaiting them, future shining brightly ahead, unfurling magic ahead where dreams existed waiting eagerly, patiently, until realized, lived fully, becoming part, life woven together, timelessly treasured forever. Her eyes sparkled like stars above, radiating pure happiness, shining outward, reflecting pure joy, illuminating surroundings, casting away any lingering doubts, darkness creeping further away, letting light guide path forward, ever brighter, each step taken toward tomorrow, filled endless potential, endless possibilities, thriving unyieldingly, guiding hearts, beat strong against anything threatening, peace found together, anchored firmly, grounded truth, born courage, never wavering, united. Firm beliefs, nurtured grown blossoms, destined flourish, thrive, lovingly, tended, lovingly cared, nurturing each other fiercely, protecting treasured bonds, forged journey, traversed, traveled hand in hand, standing tall, resilient, embracing love, endlessly nourishing lives, touched forever, shaping destiny, woven seamlessly, intertwined, creating beautiful tapestry life, lived authentically true happiness, radiant glowing brightly beneath surface, waiting, revealed, revealing. Warmth promised yesterday, illuminating paths chosen tomorrow, guiding forever, onward toward new horizons, opening wide, inviting light, beckoning, calling forth, ready, take flight, unafraid, soaring higher, dreaming bigger, living bolder, alongside cherished loved ones, encircling securely, grounding safely, protecting treasures, carried deeply. Souls uplifted beautifully within cherished bonds, reminding them always strong, unstoppable forces, reaching ever outward, cultivating gardens. Blooming, abundantly, flourishing, naturally embracing grace, blooming, brilliant sunlight, illuminating darkest corners, finding beauty, growing wild, free, painting pictures, memories lasting lifetimes carve deep lives, lived truly fulfilling. Beautifully complete, united holding hands, walking side by side, carrying love, unwavering proudly, forevermore illuminated bright glow, never fading cherished memories created past, lovingly holding close, anchored, solid truth. Shining brightly. The sun rose gently over the small Midwestern town, casting a soft golden light through Malik's kitchen window. He stood at the counter, making breakfast for Zuri, who was still dreaming of butterflies and sparkles. A sense of hope had settled into his heart, fueled by the community's rally around him at the harbor last night. Malik's phone buzzed, and he saw Rena's message. The article is live. Headline: Love in Public. He clicked over to her page and scrolled down, his heart skipping a beat at the image of him braiding Zuri's hair at the bus stop. The article focused on love and vulnerability and fatherhood, lifting his spirits with every line. In a world where love often hides in silence, Malik Carter has shown us what it means to love out loud, to embrace tenderness in public spaces, without fear or shame. As he read on, tears pricked at his eyes. The comments flooded in, each one more positive than the last, celebrating his love for Zuri and supporting the harbor. Just then, an email notification from the harbor's board members arrived. Malik's heart raced as he opened it, learning that the state grant committee had renewed their funding due to Rena's article. He let out an incredulous laugh, hardly believing what he was reading. He rushed into Zuri's room, excitement bubbling inside him. "Zuri, you won't believe this, they renewed our funding at the harbor." Her face lit up with a wide grin as she asked, "Can we have pancakes to celebrate?" Malik laughed, dashing back to the kitchen to start flipping batter onto the hot skillet. As they arrived at the harbor later that morning, the buzzing vibrancy spilled outside, welcoming eager families and ushering in a new era of connection and growth. Malik sat at his kitchen table, morning light spilling through the window. His heart still raced from Rena's article. It had been a long road filled with shadows, but this moment felt like a new dawn. His phone buzzed. It was Pastor Luis. "Malik, can you come by the harbor this afternoon? We need to discuss some important news." Malik felt a rush of anxiety mixed with excitement. "What time?" "Let's say 2 o'clock. I'll have some of the board members there as well." Malik hung up, took a deep breath, and prepared for the meeting. Today could change everything again. The hours crawled by until it was time to head to the harbor. Zuri helped him choose a crisp button-up shirt, insisting he wear the blue one that matched her favorite butterfly clips. At the harbor, Pastor Luis welcomed Malik with a reassuring smile. Inside the meeting room, several board members, Ellie and Trina, offered nods or smiles of support. Pastor Luis began, "We're here to discuss what happened recently and how we can move forward as a community." Malik shifted nervously in his chair, listening intently. Gerald cleared his throat. "After reviewing everything, we believe it's only right to reinstate Malik." A wave of relief washed over him. "And we're promoting him to Family Programs Coordinator." Cheers erupted in the room. Trina beamed with pride, and Malik's face broke into a wide smile. The discussion turned to relaunching Braids, Bridges, making it bigger and better. Ideas flowed freely, with Ellie suggesting an open house event and Trina adding demonstrations on various hairstyles. Pastor Luis listened carefully, offering thoughts on incorporating self-care workshops. As the meeting wrapped up, Ellie declared, "I'll get flyers made right away." The group shared heartfelt hugs, their energy infectious and optimistic. Later that evening, Malik called DJ to share the exciting news. DJ whooped loudly, and they celebrated together over the phone. "They reinstated me," Malik exclaimed, "and they promoted me to Family Programs Coordinator." DJ's voice was full of joy and disbelief. Their conversation was filled with laughter and excitement, their bond growing stronger. They talked about the future, about possibilities, and about the endless opportunities awaiting them. Chapter 20. A New Beginning. The sun shone brightly over the small Midwestern town, illuminating the harbor's brick front. Inside, excitement buzzed as Ellie Whitford, a beloved community figure, stood before a small group of board members and leaders. Her heart raced as she prepared to address them. "Thank you all for being here today," she began, her voice steady despite her nerves. "I'm so grateful for this opportunity to continue serving our community." The room filled with warm smiles and nods of encouragement. Malik, sitting at the back, felt a swell of pride for Ellie. She had always been a pillar of strength for him and Zuri. As Ellie spoke about her vision for the harbor's future, Malik noticed Gerald Pike shifting uncomfortably in his chair. But today was different. Today held promise. "We've had some wonderful discussions since the forum," Pastor Luis said, standing beside Ellie. "And we want to honor Ellie's decades of dedication to education and mentorship." Ellie's eyes widened as she looked at Pastor Luis. "Oh, you don't have to." But before she could finish, he continued, "We're proud to announce the creation of a new mentorship fund named after you, the Eleanor Whitford Fellowship." Gasps filled the room, followed by applause. Malik's heart soared as he watched Ellie's cheeks flush with surprise and delight. A few days later, Malik found himself back at the harbor, buzzing with energy and purpose. He was helping recruit new mentors for the Eleanor Whitford Fellowship. "Okay, let's get started," he called out to a small group gathered in a classroom. He stood at the front with Trina beside him, ready to present their ideas for engaging fathers in mentoring roles. "We want to build connections that matter," Malik began, his voice steady yet passionate. "This fellowship isn't just about hair care or fun activities. It's about teaching our kids values, respect, kindness, and love." Trina nodded enthusiastically as she chimed in. "We're looking for dads who are willing to share their skills with other kids in our community." Malik scanned the faces in front of him, some familiar, others new but eager to make a difference. "I can braid hair," one father called out playfully. Malik chuckled warmly and replied, "That's perfect. We need your talent." More laughter erupted as they started sharing their ideas about how they could contribute as mentors. "Let's take these ideas and put them into action," Trina encouraged them all. "Remember, we want this fellowship to reflect who we are as individuals while also creating strong connections within our community." After the meeting, Malik stepped outside into the crisp autumn air where Zuri played near some leaves scattered across the harbor's front yard, with Ellie watching over her fondly. "Hey there," he called out cheerfully. Zuri turned around immediately with wide eyes shining bright. She rushed over toward him before giving him an enthusiastic hug. "What are you doing?" she asked curiously. "I'm helping gather more mentors, so kids like you can learn amazing things from great dads," he explained proudly. Zuri asked earnestly, "Can I help?" Ellie chuckled softly nearby, overhearing Zuri's eagerness. Malik felt joy well up inside him. This was not just an honor for Ellie. It was a blessing for their entire community, a chance to strengthen bonds between fathers and children. The evening air was crisp as families gathered at the harbor, buzzing with excitement for the relaunch of Braided Bridges. Colorful banners adorned the walls, and the familiar scent of cookies filled the room. Malik stood at the entrance, welcoming everyone with a warm smile. His heart swelled with pride. This was not just an event, but a celebration of community, love, and connection. "Look at everyone," Zuri exclaimed, tugging at Malik's sleeve. Her eyes sparkled like the fairy lights strung around the gymnasium. She wore a bright yellow dress with butterfly clips in her hair, each one a little masterpiece Malik had carefully crafted earlier that day. "Yeah, it's amazing," Malik replied, kneeling down to adjust her clips. "You look beautiful, Zuri." As families streamed in, laughter and chatter filled the space. Children darted between tables set up for braiding stations, while parents exchanged smiles and greetings. The atmosphere buzzed with joy and anticipation. Malik glanced over at DJ, who was busy setting up a styling station near the center of the room. DJ looked focused and determined as he adjusted his barber chair under the soft glow of overhead lights. Today was special. he would give Malik a fresh haircut in front of everyone. "Hey, DJ, you ready?" Malik called out, his voice steady but laced with excitement. DJ turned to him with a grin. "Born ready, let's show them what we can do." As DJ prepared his Tulsa sleek pair of clippers and combs, Malik felt a surge of admiration for the young man he had come to know well over these past few months. DJ had faced many challenges, but had stepped up time and again, embracing every opportunity to learn and grow. Families began to gather around DJ's station as he motioned for Malik to take a seat in the barber chair. "Just relax," he said confidently as Malik settled in. "I got this." Malik chuckled softly. "I trust you." With that assurance hanging in the air, DJ began to work his magic. He switched on the clippers and started shaping Malik's hair with careful precision. Laughter erupted from nearby tables as kids practiced their own hairstyles on one another, little girls giggling while they twisted strands into messy buns or added colorful barrettes. A group of fathers watched intently as their kids braided each other's hair beside them, whispering tips they learned during previous family hair nights. "Hold it tight here," one dad instructed another, while demonstrating how to secure a braid without pulling too hard. "I think I got it," another dad exclaimed proudly, as his daughter beamed at her new hairstyle, a colorful crown braid decorated with tiny flowers from their backyard. DJ continued working on Malik's hair while stealing glances around the room. "It feels good seeing everyone together like this," he remarked casually as he concentrated on his task. Malik nodded in agreement. "Yeah, it really does." He caught sight of Ellie nearby. She had her hands full distributing cookies while chatting animatedly with some mothers about hair care tips passed down through generations. "Did you see Mrs. Taylor helping those kids?" Malik asked DJ quietly while keeping an eye on Ellie. DJ nodded knowingly. "She's really trying hard to make things right after everything that happened." "That's what it's all about," Malik replied softly but firmly. He felt a sense of unity building within the harbor's Walsa bond forged by shared experiences and love overcoming doubt. DJ snipped away effortlessly, moving confidently through each section of Malik's hair until he reached the finishing touches, the signature fade that always made him feel sharp and fresh. "This is looking great," Malik praised him genuinely as DJ stepped back for a moment to admire his work before going back in for final adjustments. Families cheered when they saw how sharp Malik looked under DJ's skilled hand-cheese confidence, shining through alongside their joyous laughter echoing throughout the harbor. "All right, who's next?" DJ called out enthusiastically after stepping back from Malik's chair to show off his work like an artist unveiling their masterpiece. A young girl eagerly raised her hand beside her father, a big man who smiled warmly despite being slightly nervous about trying braiding for himself this time around. "I want to try too," she squealed excitedly while tugging at her dad's shirt sleeve insistently. "That sounds perfect." DJ encouraged them both cheerfully before inviting them over for instructions at another station set up across from where he'd been cutting hair moments ago. Meanwhile, Zuri danced happily near Ellie's table full of treats, the young girl sampling cookies before giving Ellie sweet compliments about how wonderful they tasted. Ellie chuckled heartily as she watched Zuri skip away joyfully after grabbing another cookie just moments earlier, her smile infectious enough that even some adults couldn't help but join in on sharing laughter together. Across the harbor space, filled with various tables, showcasing different styles, each corner became alive with chatter, as families worked side by side practicing hairstyles they learned during sessions, led by both Ellie and Pastor Luis. Throughout previous weeks leading up towards this exciting evening event, with all their efforts combined, a sense of community wrapped itself tightly around everyone present, making sure nobody felt alone or left behind. Every single person involved mattered deeply today. Once more looking back towards where he sat initially getting his hair cut earlier, now reflecting upon what they were creating together brought warmth inside him more than any mere words could ever express. As excitement peaked once again, after hearing cheers erupt throughout, again followed by lively conversation continuing around him, it struck him just how far they'd come since starting out, only months prior, down such uncertain paths, filled, initially, only uncertainty ahead. DJ turned toward him again, breaking through thoughts swirling amidst all sounds happening continuously, asking whether or not he thought things might be different now compared against first meeting one another just prior arriving back home together again into town earlier that same day too long ago. I never imagined anything like this could happen, Malik admitted openly as thoughts flashed back through mind, revealing snapshots, reminding him about everything leading up until today, including hardships faced a long way previously encountered over recent times so far ahead. Together, eventually discovering hope anew, instead, alongside possibilities, blossoming forth, freely flowing everywhere. Found now taking root surrounding lives, once overshadowed, perhaps lost previously, needing restoring connection back once more. Until light shined brightly forth, illuminating truth, uncovered within reach, available openly, offered freely upon gathering, bringing renewed energy, revitalizing hopes amongst hearts, where most needed strongest healing happens. Naturally. Empowering others, pushing onward too, eager, embracing brighter future finally dawning alongside all efforts, showing change truly can come alive, whenever sought after together, rising hand in hand against fears lingering beneath surface, waiting patiently hoping. In this moment united gathered collectively all possibilities sprung forth, bearing fruit from deep connections made along journey traveled, bringing sense, belonging, discovered anew, reassuring souls alike, woven tightly interconnected amidst threads supporting hope, carried within warm embraces, shared togetherness, shared across life circumstances, faced earlier now conquered clearly visible shared victory, achieved overcoming doubts, surrounding hard truths, confronted along way. Lifted spirits rising beyond shadows, remaining resolute strong. Finally completing final touches, revealed showcased hairstyle, brought smiles further flourishing across faces, reflecting hope, radiating outward, bringing collective joy back inside. Everyone gathered close nearby feeling strengthened. Deepened connections, fostering deeper understanding, compassion to flourishing between fathers, guardians surrounding children alike. Learning lessons throughout life, teaching each other mutual respect, elevating bonds, forever cherished well. Earned, beautifully reflected. Entire evening, witnessed, alongside every bit transformative, allowing real change come alive, allowing love blossom everywhere witnessed. Once completed, finished styling chairs, already becoming occupied fast amid numerous others. Participating, filled laughter, echoed filling corners, resounding within joyous energy bubbling free, spilling onto floor, giving life beyond expectations, illuminating surroundings, creating lively spirit, alive, vibrant presence, lingered openly, embraced filling gaps, voids, existing empty longing, desperately needed connection, discovering new heights reached among those gathered. Finally, witnessing evidence, kindness perseveres, providing platform love able soar high above reaching new heights, embracing visions, held dear strongly encouraging growth, nurtured gently across varied backgrounds, bringing unexpected beauty. Lives unfolding gracefully, intertwining, collectively, forging unity, stemming forth strengthened friendships, cultivating new understanding, unifying purpose, driving forces, encountered firmly focused, promoting well-being, further building community foundations necessary, ensuring future blossoms, abundantly supporting dreams, fulfilled dreams hoped upon realization, ultimately cultivated, reaching hands extended outward, offering support needed, ensuring victories won proudly, celebrating individual accomplishments, igniting spirits, inspiring continued journeys, traveling forward, hand in hand, freely guided, transforming lived experiences, triumphantly allowing every story told matter deeply rooted. Connecting directly, humanity serving truth, shining bright lighting path, guiding seekers, ultimately finding strength, courage amongst shadows faced boldly, forging ahead, creating pathways, illuminating hope, resilience, thrived, unshaken despite adversity, present, molding, futures transformed, standing tall, carrying torch, ignited, kindling warmth, encouraging lights, illuminating darkness, fueling passion, leading pathways, brightening journeys, discovered along routes taken, carrying torch, lighting, spark, initiating collective movement, forwards, propelled energetic momentum, sustaining powerful drive, motivating passionate souls, journey forward, pressing onward toward greater possibilities, blossoming forth, brightly shining. Brightly fueled desires, expressed hearts, beat louder, guiding many, fulfilling destiny, arising, lifting spirits, touching lives, rekindling passions, reigniting aspirations, encouraging exploration, embracing unknown, pushing limits, stepping outside comfort zones, freeing minds, enabling transformation, inspiring others. Join, actively participate, creating opportunities, dream realized, illuminating endless horizons, forever expansive, fulfilling commitments, pledged, promising, authentic, growth, strengthening bridges, built, paving roads, connecting, nurturing talents, shining bright, shining brighter. Chapter 22. Spring Blossoms. Spring arrived in the small Midwestern town, painting everything with colors of renewal. At the bus stop, a new mural had come to life, depicting families of all shapes and sizes holding hands under a bright sun. Zuri stood there with her friends, excitedly pointing at the mural. She wore a pastel pink dress with tiny daisies, her hair styled in playful pigtails that bounced as she jumped up and down. Malik smiled proudly, watching his daughter's joy. He leaned against the bus stop pole, soaking in the moment while keeping an eye on her. As he reminisced about how far they had come, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. The community had rallied around them, embracing Malik and Zuri with open arms. Mrs. Taylor, once the strict PTA leader, had become an unexpected ally. She now led with warmth and openness, bridging gaps between parents at school and families from the harbor. Her latest idea was to organize a joint PTA harbor event, celebrating their community and what they had built together. The festival day dawned bright and clear. Malik arrived early at the harbor to help set up tables filled with crafts, supplies, and braiding stations. DJ arrived, carrying boxes of decorations from his mom's car. They shared easy laughter while working side by side. Zuri burst through the door with Ellie, carrying freshly baked cookies. "Look what we brought," Ellie said proudly. Zuri exclaimed, racing over to grab a cookie before Ellie could say another word. As parents began arriving with their children, the sound of laughter echoed outside. Mrs. Taylor approached Malik, holding a clipboard tightly against her chest. "Malik, thank you so much for being here," she greeted him warmly. "No problem, I'm excited," Malik replied, meeting her gaze eye to eye. Soon enough, festivities began rolling into motion. Music filled every corner, inviting people into moments where smiles became contagious. Malik took charge at one crafting table, where kids learned how simple items could transform into beautiful things through creativity. As parents mingled nearby, watching their children engage deeply during workshops, Malik felt a sense of unity and joy. Hours passed swiftly amid laughter, with Zuri asking to help at the crafting table. "Absolutely, sweet girl. Grab some paper there and show me what else we can make happen today," Malik encouraged. As the festival came to a close, Malik felt grateful for the community's progress. The event had brought people together, showcasing talent from both sides and celebrating their unity. As the sun began to set, Malik knew that this was just the beginning of a brighter future for their community. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm golden glow over the harbor. It was the final family hair night before summer break, and excitement buzzed in the air like the sound of a lively song. Families filled the space, laughter and chatter blending together into a comforting hum. Malik stood at his usual spot, surrounded by colorful combs and hair products. He felt a swell of pride as he surveyed the room filled with familiar faces. "Tonight, we're going to learn some advanced braids," Malik announced, his voice ringing out above the chatter. A mix of parents and kids gathered around him, eager for tips and techniques that would take their hairstyling skills to the next level. Zuri bounced on her toes beside him, her pigtails swaying. "Can we do the starry sky braid, Daddy?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with hope. That was her favorite style, intricate and beautiful, just like a constellation of stars. "Of course, we'll make it look amazing," Malik replied, tousling her hair gently before turning back to the group. He felt grateful for how far they had come since that first family hair night, when everything had felt uncertain. Now, there was a sense of belonging, a family formed not just by blood, but by shared experiences. As Malik began demonstrating on a mannequin head, Ellie walked into the room carrying a plate of freshly baked cookies. The sweet aroma filled the air, making everyone's mouths water. "Who wants some cookies?" she called out with a bright smile. The children rushed toward her eagerly, their small hands reaching out for the treats. "Ellie!" Zuri shouted as she raced over to grab a cookie. "You always bring the best snacks." Ellie chuckled as she knelt down to Zuri's level. "Well, I have to keep my little star happy. You're doing such a great job tonight." She turned to Malik with appreciation shining in her eyes. "Thanks, Ellie," Malik said with warmth in his voice. "I couldn't have done this without your support." After everyone had settled down with their cookies and drinks in hand, Malik continued teaching different styles: fishtails, Dutch braid each more intricate than the last. The room echoed with laughter as parents fumbled through their first attempts at braiding. "Remember to section off your hair carefully," he instructed patiently while guiding them through each step. He watched as Zuri concentrated hard while attempting to braid her friend's hair alongside him. "You've got this. Just take your time," Malik encouraged Zuri gently. As Zuri focused on getting each section right, Ellie took advantage of a quiet moment to share one of her stories from her Army days, a favorite topic that never failed to capture everyone's attention. "I remember being stationed overseas during my nursing days," Ellie began as she looked around at the captivated audience. "We worked long hours under tough conditions, taking care of soldiers who had seen things most people couldn't even imagine." The room fell silent, except for the gentle rustle of hair being braided, as everyone leaned closer to hear more about Ellie's life experiences. "One day," she continued with an affectionate smile crossing her face, "we were having an outdoor picnic when I noticed one young soldier sitting alone away from everyone else. I could see he was struggling, probably missing home or feeling isolated among so many others." She paused for effect before continuing softly. "I approached him and offered him my last piece of apple pie, treat I had saved for myself. You know what? It wasn't about food. It was about reaching out and showing that someone cared." She looked around at everyone gathered there now. Fathers working together with their kids who often didn't share these moments in public spaces before tonight. "I told him that no matter how hard things got or how far away home felt, he wasn't alone." Ellie smiled brightly at all of them. They could feel every word she spoke, coming from deep within her heart, the kind that healed wounds unseen, just like every braid they were practicing together that evening created beauty out of chaos. Pastor Luis stepped forward then, a gentle presence amid all this joy, and said with sincerity, "Let us take a moment to bless this gathering and our community." His voice held an aura of peace that enveloped everyone like a warm blanket. With heads bowed and hearts open, wide as children whispered giggles while peeking up through their lashes, they listened intently as Pastor Luis prayed for love to fill their lives and connections forged here tonight among friends, old and new alike. "Dear God," he began softly, yet confidently enough for all present to hear clearly above hushed breaths surrounding them now. Listening close, their spirits lifted higher still after each heartfelt phrase uttered forth. "We thank you for bringing us together to celebrate not just our differences but also what unites us all. Family bonds woven strong like braids entwined, laughter shared freely across generations. Healing grace spreading through acts both small yet mighty." Malik glanced over at Zuri during Pastor Luis's prayer. He marveled at how much had changed since they'd first walked into the harbor months ago. Filled with uncertainty about what lay ahead, now overflowing instead, so much love radiating around them, lighting up every corner where shadows once loomed large before. As Pastor Luis finished praying aloud, giving thanks for kindness shared here tonight, the room erupted into applause, accompanied by cheers erupting spontaneously from those gathered, who felt empowered again, reminding one another why they had come tonight to learn together and grow together beyond these walls created just moments ago. Once things settled back down after joyous celebrations subsided slightly, Malik resumed, teaching various styles while introducing new ones here too, and Zuri happily volunteered herself as his trusty assistant, eagerly showing off all learned thus far. "All right, folks, who wants me teach you how make starry sky?" he called excitedly, encouraging enthusiastic responses, immediately returning positive shouts, echoing throughout the harbor, transforming any lingering doubts into determination instead. He guided parents carefully through each step required, while demonstrating once more upon another mannequin, head with Zuri gleefully chirping instructions alongside him, relishing in these precious moments shared between father-daughter pair, united by love, expressed through simple gestures combined beautifully into something greater than themselves altogether. Laughter rang loud against walls adorned brightly, showcasing colors depicting families, intertwined, lovingly connected through friendship, blossoming deeper every passing week they spent, growing closer yet stronger alongside one another, forging new memories, everlasting forevermore. Finally the evening wrapped up pleasantly after hours spent honing skills taught earlier, with smiles plastered across every face present who knew what true community felt like inside these four walls surrounding them, now overflowing alive. Bursting forth celebration, showcasing life renewed. As families began saying goodbyes amidst gathering coats, hats snugly worn outside, fresh air blowing coolly beneath twilight skies, glowing pink streaks painting horizons above, the bond established here felt unmistakable, that sense belonging unlike any other. Walking home hand in hand beneath soft evening hues, coloring everything around them, Zuri couldn't stop talking animatedly, sharing everything learned tonight, bursting forth details upon details, excitedly filling air between father-daughter duo, dancing lightly together along sidewalks, paved lovingly below footsteps, echoing heartbeats, thrumming steadily close beside one another, forming memories cherished forevermore ahead, surely waiting patiently beyond horizons yet unseen. "You were so amazing today, Daddy," exclaimed Zuri, breaking momentary silence, hanging delicately, lingering tenderly amongst whispers, shared only between those who knew each other well enough, call home too warmly found along paths, walked previously trodden time again before arriving here now, full circle, complete journey, still continuing onward, endlessly ahead. Malik smiled wide, feeling warmth swell inside chest, expanding ever more deeply, affirmatively, embracing such joys, flourishing freely, blooming brightly everywhere, encountered throughout days passing swiftly, creating connections renewed. Refreshing life breathed anew, too, gently embraced, wrapping lives all together, bound closely, entwined forevermore through journeys, walked hand in hand, uniting souls forever found flourishing along wayward paths intertwining. Intricately enriching journeys, truly blessed, uplifted beyond measure, walking freely, knowing loved, cherished, nurtured, cared, lovingly built upon foundations, solid, strong, lasting, always hopeful, striving forward, unabashed, dreaming openly, without reservations, holding fast, hearts, overflowing gratitude, inspired every single step taken together onward, toward brighter futures, always embracing possibility, endlessly awaiting discovery, ever onward, until horizon ends reach. On a warm Saturday morning, the sun climbed high in the sky, casting a golden glow over the small Midwestern town. It was a perfect day to be outside, and the harbor was buzzing with energy as families made their way to the bus stop mural. The vibrant colors of the mural stood out against the blue sky, showcasing diverse families laughing and loving one another. It was a testament to the community's transformation where love in public had become something to celebrate. Malik stood near the mural, a wide smile on his face as he arranged his supplies for today's Braids Bridges event. He wore a bright t-shirt that read, "Love looks like service," a slogan he proudly embraced since starting at the harbor. Beside him, Ellie set up a table filled with combs, brushes, colorful hair ties, and an assortment of snacks for the kids. "Are you ready for this?" Malik asked Ellie with playful enthusiasm. "Ready as I'll ever be. Just wait until you see Zuri. She's been practicing her dance moves all morning," Ellie replied, chuckling softly. She had grown fond of Malik and Zuri since they first arrived at the harbor. Watching them bond had warmed her heart like nothing else. Pastor Luis arrived shortly after, his presence bringing an air of calm to the gathering. He wore his usual button-up shirt and khakis, his gentle demeanor shining through as he greeted everyone with hugs and warm words. "Good morning. Isn't it a beautiful day to learn some new skills together?" he announced to the group that had begun to gather. DJ strolled up next, his hands shoved deep into his pockets as he leaned against the wall of the harbor building. "What's up, everybody?" he called out with a grin that brightened his youthful face. Since Malik had started mentoring him, DJ seemed more confident and open than ever before. "Hey DJ, you ready to show these dads how it's done?" Malik teased as he began pulling out mannequin heads from their bags. DJ laughed and shrugged playfully. "I mean, I can try, but let's not forget who taught me everything." He gestured toward Malik with mock seriousness before picking up a brush and running it through one of the mannequin's synthetic hair strands. As they set up for their workshop under the mural, more families arrived. Dads trickled in with their children, some carried chairs from home, while others simply found spots on the grass where they could sit comfortably. Laughter echoed around them as kids began playing tag or twirling in circles on the grass. Malik looked around at all the familiar faces, the parents who, once whispered behind closed doors, now joined together in celebration of love and community care. The sight made his heart swell with gratitude. Each dad came ready to learn something new, while their kids filled the air with laughter. "All right, everyone," Malik called out once most were seated in a circle around him. "Today, we're going to work on some fun braids that you can do for your kids." He looked over at DJ, who was busy arranging mannequins around him. He had become quite skilled at leading parts of these workshops himself. "Let's start simple," Malik continued enthusiastically, as he picked up a comb and demonstrated how to section off hair on one of the mannequins' heads. Zuri danced nearby under a tree decorated with fluttering butterfly clips in her hair that caught glimmers of sunlight each time she twirled. Her giggles rang out like music while she spun around happily with other children following suit. Malik caught sight of her from time to time. Her joy was contagious. It reminded him just how important these moments were, not just for him, but for Zuri too. They were creating lasting memories that would shape her understanding of love and community. As Malik showed different techniques, French braids turned into fishtails. The dads listened intently while some practiced on each other, or their little ones who climbed onto their laps eagerly, wanting perfect hairstyles for playtime later. Don't forget about patience," Malik encouraged when one dad expressed frustration, trying to keep track of multiple sections at once during braiding practice. Ellie walked by during this moment, carrying trays full of snacks cookies, shaped like stars adorned with colorful icingas, well as refreshing lemonade in paper cups she passed out generously amongst those gathered nearby. "Try some cookies while you braid. Nothing makes things easier than sweet treats," she suggested brightly as laughter bubbled up again from parents, struggling but enjoying themselves. Nonetheless, amidst all these little mishaps together, Malik watched Ellie interact effortlessly with everyone around her. The way she brought comfort into their lives was inspiring. It reminded him how vital community really was. It wasn't just about learning new skills but forming bonds through shared experiences which only strengthened them all collectively. As lunch approached, they took breaks between sessions, catching breaths while discussing various styles learned so far. Alongside snacks offered by Ellie, they would eventually share stories about their own childhood memories, involving family traditions similar, yet different from what others experienced growing up too. How many of you have seen someone braid hair like this before? Malik asked, suddenly breaking into smiles, himself watching excitement spark amongst participants' eyes, lighting up more brightly than any sun could ever shine. Several hands shot up enthusiastically, responding eagerly. They laughed about childhood mishaps along those lines, sharing heartfelt memories along with countless laughs, echoing throughout this newfound sense belonging now deeply embedded within each individual gathered here today, making each second feel incredibly precious. I used to get my sisters all tangled, one dad admitted humorously, causing another parent nearby chuckle loudly beside him, nodding knowingly, as they reminisced fondly over days gone by filled only joy, despite occasional tears involved occasionally, but knowing laughter would always follow suit, eventually soothing things down thereafter, ultimately making everything okay again somehow. Zuri continued dancing nearby, basking fully enveloped within sunlight, shining above, radiating warmth upon everyone present, that pure, unfiltered happiness, shining brighter than any sun, illuminating dark corners inside hearts, allowing hope flicker alive, even when faced challenging times ahead might come along unexpectedly, sometimes down life paths chosen. More townsfolk stopped by throughout day, drawn in by joyful sounds, filtering outward, inviting curiosity about what fun happenings transpired under mural, representing vibrant tapestry created by residents who once held whispers behind closed doors, now openly expressing love joyfully without hesitation. Everyone waved at passers-by, a friendly gesture, exchanged, making moments shared feel even more special, bonding individuals closer together, uniting souls, weaving beautiful stories across diverse backgrounds, creating meaningful connections. Impossible break apart anytime soon ahead, perhaps giving way endless possibilities, opened wide journey, awaiting those willing embrace change despite challenges faced during such transitions happening right now around them collectively. Forming solid foundations, built unity, formed lasting relationships, cherished endlessly. Beyond physical limitations exist today, also timeless nature, instilled deep within hearts, guiding toward brighter futures promised awaiting each soul. Striving toward dreams realized alongside friends, family, accompanying through every step taken onward thereafter, henceforth forevermore. Enriching lives lived brightly illuminated, shared openly, witnessed, fully present, every single moment. Captured vividly forever, engraved, beautifully woven fabric existence itself, reminding us all, power, compassion truly knows no bounds, whether great, small. With lunch drawing near again, the circle grew quieter, briefly reflecting upon accomplishments achieved, thus far taking pride successes, enjoyed thus experiencing deeper appreciation, every effort made collectively achieving newfound goals. Designed, create memories lasting lifetime, remembered fondly, long after moments shared pass quickly. And just then one little boy named Jaden approached quietly, holding tightly onto Zuri's hand, his small voice, barely audible, whispering shyly, asking if she could teach him how to dance gracefully too. Without missing beat, Zuri nodded, earnestly, brightening face, instantly thrilled, having opportunity share passion's own wholeheartedly, immediately offering guidance without hesitation, launching straight into joyous demonstration, inspiring, creativity abound, witnessing connection, blossoming beautifully, unfurling friendship, forming instantly resonating, warmest depths, human spirit, alive, nurturing relationships, flourish effortlessly, transcending barriers, known experience, united. Purpose, weaving beautiful tapestry, binding together, different hearts across generations. Found here today, beneath splendid rays, sunshine, glowing vibrantly, illuminating vibrant love-filled moment, captured eternally timeless memory. Imprinted forever, firmly rooted deepest recesses, souls entwined forever onward, leaving profound impact upon lives, touched profoundly forevermore, simply celebrating sheer beauty. Existence unites individuals. Journey, life walks, shared, seamlessly embraced, harmoniously crafting powerful stories, written daily, right amidst laughter. Dancing, playing, creating, inspiring, uplifting adventures, awaiting discovering future unfolds ahead. Eagerly stepping forward, fearlessly brave. Courageous souls, blazing trails forged together, forging pathways, linking destinies intertwining, beautifully forming rich histories spoken vividly, echoed throughout ages, intertwined across timeless realms, ever reminding viewers grace. Strength, evident present, surrounding embraces, tightly ushered forth, transforming lives, positively elevating spirits, inviting growth, peace, found thriving spirit, intertwined hearts, interconnected, shimmering brilliantly, ignited hopes, aspirations illuminating, promising horizon, beckoning ever closer within reach, daring leap, faith needed, allowed dreams soar higher, discovering hidden treasures along pathways explored. Malik took deep breath, absorbing vibrant scene unfolding around him, relishing every second, passing slowly, reminding himself gratitude, cultivated actively engaged, keeping heart open, embracing unconditional, loving, freely expressed feeling. Immense pride, knowing love, public transformed town, not merely milestone achieved, rather representation, larger shift, mindsets, perspectives, entrenched hearts, souls daring, pursue journeys authentic, uniquely woven, naturally demonstrating strength, resilience, evident present, showcasing humanity thrive, flourish, magnificently. Often viewed obstacles, mere stepping stones, rise, overcoming difficulties encountered throughout adventure, undertaken progressing forward, always fueled. Unwavering determination, courageous collective spirit, uniting bravely, forging powerful bonds, transcend limitations expected, continuously reshaping realities, witnessed profoundly uplifted, transforming landscapes, marking beginnings, refreshing opportunities unfold, discover beyond wildest imagination, trusting future hold, infinite potential, everlasting brighter days ahead, beckoning, calling, urging, step forward, believing boldly, confidently, embracing whatever lies beyond. Horizon reached, expanded, beautifully crafted, enduring legacy, embedded deeply, local community flourishing, constantly alive, breathing radiant vitality, igniting inspirations, limitless, eternally blossoming, abundant lush greenery kissed, lovingly nature existing essence created thriving harmony, expressed uniquely voices, celebrated, empowering, enrich lives, growing, transforming, elevating, evolving, reaching new heights, ultimately binding hearts knit tighter resolutely, exhibiting extraordinary connection, enriched diversity, honoring differences, understanding fostering acceptance, woven intricately joining forces, nurturing understanding empathy among varied cultures, converging joys, sorrows, griefs, triumphs, weaving. Beautiful story arc felt resonated strongly throughout community, sustaining collective unity, enduring perpetually, amidst challenges, emerged evolving journey onward, stepping fully confidently forward, journeying promising tomorrows. Waiting, embrace. What would you do if you were in their place? Comment your answer below, and let's see how you'd rewrite the ending. If you thought this was just the beginning, you're right. Click through and see where the story takes you next. If you enjoyed the story of Malik Carter, I handpicked the next story that you will enjoy. Please don't miss this one. Click here to watch it.